Happy birthday, Matt Cox. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Matt Cox. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, buddy. Make a wish.
This not going, right?
Yeah, we are.
Are we on?
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
I got to make sure my hat.
We're rolling, kid.
All right.
How old are you?
Old, bro. It's bad. So I'm 57.
57.
57.
Is that officially boomer age?
I don't.
I think you're on the borderline of boomer. Dude.
No, I'm not.
You're not quite boomer. You might be Gen X.
What is that? Why I'm tilting this, but it's pulling on here. I don't. Is it? You want it pulling on that?
No, you can unlatch it.
Yeah, I don't think I like that pulling. I don't want you to.
How you been?
I've been great. Very happy. What is this? Is this a sponsor?
Yeah,
Are they good?
they're great.
Oh, cool.
You want one?
Peach. I don't like anything peach. I do like
Lemon?
Yes. No, is that lemon? I like
think so.
strawberry. No, I like lemon. Lemon's
We
all
don't
right
have
too.
no strawberry. That's
No?
strawberry lemon. That might
Strawberry
be
lemon.
That is strawberry lemon. Yeah. No, raspberry lemonade.
Oh, that sounds like a good combo.
Not as good as a nice cold Coca-Cola.
No, that's the best. And of course, I was interviewed Ryan Root. Remember Ryan Root?
Yeah.
He's got a whole war against fucking sugar. I had to listen to a whole thing about sugar and how it's killing us while I'm drinking one root beer after another. I had like 2 root beers and a cherry Coke. And I'm like, right? It's bad. It's horrible. It's horrible. I'm drinking the fucking, I'm like, you mean like this? He's like, yeah, it's horrible for you. I was like, yeah, I know. I feel horrible drinking the whole thing.
Well, you better make a wish and blow out your candles before those candles disintegrate.
Here, let me think about this.
Yeah, what are you going to wish for?
I need my stepdaughter's YouTube channel. She started a true crime YouTube channel where she just she does like 30, 45 minute things where she talks about Jeffrey Dahmer or whoever, and she's putting out 3 a week. I need it monetized. She's got like over 1,000 subscribers. She just needs to get monetized. I really need that to happen because everything else in my life is amazing.
That's nice.
So that's it. That's all I need.
Wish something for someone else. Very nice of you.
I did that. Yeah. No, really, it's me. I'd like to get her off the payroll.
That is really. Oh yeah.
Okay. It's really mine. It's really for me. I need to get her off the payroll. All right. Oh, damn it! I'm sorry,
almost
Mary
had
Shelley.
it, Matt. You almost had it.
Sorry, Mary Shelley.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
What are you gonna pinch it with your fingers?
I was gonna pinch
psychopath.
it, but I'm not that gutsy. I know that's a tough guy thing.
Bottoms up. You got to eat that whole cake now.
I can do that.
You think you could eat that whole thing?
No, I'm not eating the whole thing.
You could definitely eat it.
I mean, I probably could. I'm on Ozempic.
It's a small cake. You're on the Ozempic?
Oh fuck yeah! I've lost 15 pounds.
What?
Yeah. No, great.
When did you get on that?
Months ago.
Last time I talked to you, were you on it?
I think I might have been, but it wasn't working. I'm not on Ozempic. I'm on whatever the off brand is. That there's some other version.
Is
of
it Retta?
No, Jess knows.
Okay, I know what you mean. It's a GLP one though. Same
same thing, but this one works. Ozempic, I had like acid reflux, and it just wasn't working. This one works.
Are you still on the gas?
The gas. What's the gas?
The test.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. How's that going?
That's great. Except I haven't been able to work out lately because I've just been going nonstop.
You're just not hungry. Because when we first talked, you first got on it, you were like super hungry.
I was hungry all the time. That's what I'm saying. I got on that. I gained like 20 pounds.
Right. And now with the Ozempic, it's
right.
You're not hungry anymore.
No. So listen, I went from 170 up to 95 pounds because of the test. It just made me hungry all the time. And then I lost like, I was like, okay, this is getting too much. So I tried to lose weight. I lost like 10 pounds, but I'm still hungry all the time. So then I got on, whatever the name of it is. Anyway, and then I lost an extra 15 pounds probably in the last, I don't know, month and a half.
You hopped on the bandwagon.
I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Everybody is on the Ozempic
I feel
right now.
And I feel horrible. I feel
and
bad
everybody
about it.
looks like a melted candle.
Yeah, I'm taking my hat off. I don't have to wear the hat, right?
You take it off.
No, okay.
Show off that hairline, magnificent hairline. That is not the hairline of a 57-year-old. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh my gosh.
I heard also that the GLP-1 kind of like reduced your overall desire to do things, like not just eat, but any sort of like general desire, even like sexual desire and things like that.
Yeah, I would say that's part of it.
That's unfortunate.
I know. It's
How do you remedy that?
I don't know. I'm so motivated. Here's the thing. I would motivation. Well, first of all, the test, it's kind of like they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
You just got to, when that feeling hits you, you know what I mean? You got to just grab them and throw them over your shoulder. I just grab Jess, throw her over my shoulder and walk upstairs. Whether she's ready for it or not,
Right.
It's just part of that. It's just part of that.
Aren't you worried about like the long-term side effects of that kind of stuff, or you're just in it for a good time, not a long time?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 57. Anything that happens, it's like I've lived my life. I'm good. Things go bad. I expect it to go bad. I didn't think it'd make it this long.
It's beautiful to see a story like yours, a guy that goes from the ultimate top of the world, running around driving around in Ferraris, stealing millions of dollars from banks, living large, traveling the globe on the run, to federal prison for how many years? 12 years?
13.
13 years. Come out of federal prison. You're in here with no fucking money. I'm giving you $1,000 for Christmas so you can afford Christmas.
I was so excited.
And now
he just mailed it. I got $1,000.
Just mailed a pack of money.
No, it was like a money order. He mailed me like $1,000 check one time.
And now you're rich again. It's a beautiful thing. It's the American dream.
I'm doing okay. Let's not get crazy.
That's why I didn't buy you a birthday gift, because there's nothing that I could buy you that you couldn't already buy yourself. So I figured a cake would do the job.
Yeah. Jess didn't give me a cake. I didn't get a cake from Jess.
Naughty Jess.
No, not yet. Maybe tonight. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, it's good times. Good times.
So what's been going on? How's life treating you? How's the podcast?
I mean, the podcast is good. Do you ever feel like, we've had this conversation. You kind of, sometimes you hit a plateau. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. Like I feel like we'll hit a semi plateau for a month or so, and then bam, it'll start doing great again, and then you hit another little plateau. And so right now I feel like we've hit a plateau over the last month or so. And then, but like a month and a half ago, we were
when you say, are you talking in terms of like
views? Like everything's
views.
Getting between right around 100,000 views, and you're like, maybe 80,000, somewhere on average around 100,000. You're like, and you're like, okay, well, I mean, the last 6 videos or 8 videos are all roughly 100,000. You're like, okay, that's it, like that, and it's a plateau, and then suddenly, bam, you'll have something that hits like 250,000, and then the next one's like 180,000, and the next, you're like, oh wow, so everything starts to go up again, and then
you still think about that with all the podcasts that you do every week?
Yeah, I still watch the numbers.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like once we started doing 2 episodes a week, I just didn't have time or energy to pay attention to that as much.
I kind of pay attention.
I kind of like, if we have one that doesn't do a ton of views, I'm like, okay, great, whatever. We got another one coming out in 2 days. Like, let's focus on that.
I'm not saying that it's keeping me up at night, but I'm mindful of it. For instance, we were at one point we were getting, just on average, it was just an average month was 30,000 new subscribers a month. It was like 1,000 a day. And that was going on for months and months. So you get used to it. And then when it drops down and suddenly it's 15 or 20,000, you're like, what's going on? Like, I'm going to have to sell my car. What's happening? It's total panic.
Yeah.
And then, like right now, I think we're at 24,000 subscribers a month. And it's like, when really, let's face it, 3 years ago, if I'd gotten 24,000 subscribers in a month, I would be like, I would be on top of the world. And now and who keeps me level-headed is Colby. I'll complain about something, and Colby will walk over, he'll play with his phone for a minute, he'll walk over and he'll go, that's what the numbers were a year ago. And I'm like, okay, never mind.
Good job, Colby.
So I have to constantly tell myself, stop looking at month by month, look at it annually.
Yeah, 100%. It's easy to get stuck in that rat race mentality. Where you're just trying to like constantly compete with yourself and beat the following week, the following month, the following year, when it's just like, well, hey, I'm also zoom out, look at the big picture. Life's great.
I'm also constantly trying to do more and more. which is stupid because I'm always like, God, I'm so busy. I need to, when things calm down, I'll be able to work out more and I'll do this and this. And Jess is like, it's never gonna calm. It's never going to settle down. She's like, you keep throwing on more and more stuff to do. And I do. And I really need to stop. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever feel like that? Like you're just constantly taking on more and more.
Sometimes,
I got
for
10
sure.
projects right now.
Yeah.
I'll be lucky if 2 of them ever make it
10
through.
projects? No, see, I'm not that ambitious. I do this podcast and the rest of them, I don't do any other work. Like this is my only work right here.
Oh, no.
I'm not interested in making any money on crypto or starting any side projects or
No. I'm not doing
making
that.
documentaries or selling, maybe
Right.
we'll do some merch. I think we're working on some merch and do cool stuff for our Patreon community and stuff like that. But like other than, side projects and side channels and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
I just stick all my energy into this and then the rest of it's like my kids and my wife.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not like you.
no, I'm trying to. I've got a second channel going. We're about to possibly start 2 more channels. We're renting another unit so we can build out 3 more podcast sets.
What?
Yeah. And this is all Colby, really. Because the truth is that 57 years old, what happens in 5 years? Even though when I say this, Jess and Colby like roll their eyes, I think in 5 years from now or 6 years from now, like nobody wants to watch a 64-year-old man. It's very possible that nobody's
Isn't
going to.
Joe Rogan in his 60s?
Yeah.
Is he? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, listen, he's also in way better shape than me. But I'm just saying, in general,
You're not far away.
Well,
you could get to his level.
I'm saying in general, what if, what if something happens? What if I have a stroke? What if it'd be great to have multiple channels with other hosts that can kind of take over that whole thing, and I could retire. Not that I want to retire, because I feel like the moment you retire, you're just headed straight for the grave. Like the longer you can work, the better off you are.
Yeah.
And I want to, but I also think, man, you don't know what's going to happen. So those are projects I want to do and that we're working on. And then like I got a phone call from a sheriff who's running a program, like a reentry program for a bunch of inmates.
Uh-huh.
Some state inmates, some local inmates, right? But all these guys have been locked up for years. One guy's been like up 20 years, another guy, 5 years. This guy's 11 years. There's like 20 of them. Mm-hmm. And this was in Utah. And so I flew out to Utah. I talked to him for 2 hours, got on a plane and flew back. Just because he called and I thought that'd be cool. And he was like, I'll take you in the prison. And he's like, it was so funny too, because he felt like I was doing him this huge favor. And I just thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever. Uh-huh. I got to go in and talk to these guys. And it was just so cool. And and got to tell him look, you can get out. Like, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to make it sound like, oh, you get out and you'll do great, and it's going to be easy. No, it sucks. And I explained the whole thing, and it sucks. Like, you're going to have to expect people are going to give you a hard time. You're going to have to apply for a bunch of jobs. You'll probably have to work at McDonald's. I gave him my whole spiel, too, about when I got out. I actually wanted, you've heard this, I wanted to work at McDonald's. I thought that would be cool. Even if it was just for a few weeks or a few months, I thought that's like, to me, such an entry position. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a cleansing.
Right. Like, this is where you're in that way, in 2 years from now, if you're kicking ass and somebody's complaining, I can say, bro's living in a rooming house working at McDonald's 2 years ago.
It's a great argument to throw at somebody.
Right.
Yes. I worked at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight out of prison.
Oh,
so I don't
yeah.
want to hear how bad things are for you. Mm-hmm. But I didn't. I ended up working at a gym. But even at the gym, I'm still cleaning toilets. I'm still mopping floors. I'm still wiping down equipment,
Yeah.
But
You played hooky that day to do my podcast, right?
Yes. But it wasn't as good. Steven, it wasn't as good as McDonald's. McDonald's would have been better. Burger King or McDonald's, that would have been the best.
You slipping on the floor of grease instead of sweat.
Yeah, but people romanticize working at a gym. They think it's cool. Like, if you're young, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool, bro. You can work out at a gym. You get to work out. And no, I'm cleaning toilets. I'm cleaning showers. And anyway, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, I talked to these guys about that. And that was super cool. And so, yeah.
These guys were currently incarcerated? Mm-hmm. So you went inside the prison?
No, I mean, like, one guy did 20-something years. He murdered somebody.
Oh, my God.
These were all serious guys. Oh, wait.
What do you got?
I got pictures.
Oh, you got pictures of them?
Yeah, look, you're going to be like, you're going to go, holy gee. Look at how, these are some hard-looking motherfuckers, bro.
Mm-hmm. What state was it again?
It was Utah. That's just the guys that were running it here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's all the, yeah, this is, yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
This happened recently?
Yeah, it's
Look at
probably,
you.
this is a few weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
A few weeks
Look
ago.
at you. Look at all these guys.
Yeah.
So do these guys know you from YouTube?
Yeah, I'd say half the guys there were like, when I started talking, one of the guys was like, "Hey, I've seen you." They go, yeah, I've seen you. You interview guys, yeah. And one guy goes, "Were you in the middle of it?" He said, he goes like this, and I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" He goes, "Were you on American Greed?" And I went, "Yeah." He's, "I remember that."
Holy cow! Look at this. Send this to Steven so we can put it up. You got Steven's number?
Yeah.
So text out to Steve. That's wild, bro. So these guys have YouTube in prison?
I don't know if they saw it in prison, but they knew who I was. I didn't ask them.
Which guy was the guy? Was the guy with the neck tattoos the one who murdered somebody?
Yeah, they both had neck tattoos. They both were all tatted up.
Multiple guys were in there for murder?
I don't know. I didn't go around, but I mean, they all listen. They'd all been there. One guy 4 years, one guy 20 years, one guy 11 years, 12 years. These are state inmates. I mean, this is they had like, and he told me, he said, no, they've all got serious.
This wasn't a federal prison.
No, this is state. He's like, these are serious. And I thought, well, I'm going to a detention center, basically a jail. It's a jail. And I was like, what's a jail? And he said, yeah, but some of these guys have been here 3-4 years. He said, and half of them we contract the state. Because if the state facilities get full, then they'll pay the local jails to house these guys. He said, so half these guys are state inmates who've been here for 7 years, 8 years, 11, and they still have a couple years to go.
Wow. That's amazing, Matt Cox.
It was fun.
Doing good for the community. I love it.
See, and you're putting a spin on it. I think it was just, I just had fun.
And you got, is that your new Trump watch?
That it is my new Trump watch.
Well, tell me about your new Trump watch.
He got
Where'd you
me,
get that
bro.
thing?
They got me. I was watching. I actually.
Did you order this on off of the television?
No.
Was this on the Mark Levin show? You got this?
No,
did he have like a sale or something? What are you doing?
I'm
it
still
took you
trying
that
to,
long to send a text?
It did because I kept typing in Steve.
Oh my God, he really is 57.
All right. So what happened was I was on Instagram one morning. I'm going.
Yeah.
And I see this watch and I thought, oh, I like that. And it was $499. And I went, I'm not spending $500 on a watch. And kept going. Oh, and then I saw it was a Trump watch. I was like, that's funny because he does a little thing. I was like, okay. So I'm being quiet in bed. My wife's sleeping. I keep going. And then later on that day, I see it again. And I'm like, I'm not spending $500 on a fucking watch.
They retargeted your ass.
And then they hit me up with a sale, $249. And I went, $249? And I said,
$250, baby.
I'm buying. I gotta have it for $259. So I buy it, and as I'm hitting the button to buy it, I thought to myself, this fucking guy probably had this thing made for $12.50, and then tariffed me for another from China, and then hit me for another $6 or $8 for the tariff. He's probably got less than $20 into this watch, and I'm just gonna. And now he just got me for $2 something.
Look at these guys.
Look at the one guy on the right.
Look at the Mexican dude on the right.
Whoa.
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah, that guy screams Sicario, right?
Oh, yeah. That guy has killed some people. That guy has trafficked some human beings across the southern border, for sure. That dude second to the left, though, he looks interesting. I wonder what that guy did. That Indian-looking dude, the bald guy?
Second to oh yeah. That I
The
feel
short
like
guy.
yeah, I feel like that's he screams fraud to me.
Yeah, white-collar crime.
Yeah. One of the guys, I don't know if it's the guy on the left or the right from me. One of them had apparently his stepdaughter or daughter had been supposedly attacked or, let's say assaulted.
Okay.
And he hunted the guy down and supposedly beat him to death or killed him or something. And he ended up getting like 25 years or something. Wow. 30 years. and he's done like 20 or something like that. I forget exactly what the story. I was just like, okay.
For getting revenge for someone who fucking beat up his daughter.
Well, I think it was more than that, but yeah, I think it was more than beat up. So that was kind of the story, But here's the thing: who knows what the story? The story you tell the other inmates and what really happened. Who knows?
Exactly.
Could have been a drug debt for all you really know, but I don't know.
Yeah, it could have just been some fucking story that he cooked up with this lawyer, right?
I have to look it up. Another guy. What was the other? Because one of the guys I looked up. What had he done? He'd basically been in and out of prison over and over again, and he killed like a police dog. Like the cops were chasing him, and they stuck the dog, or they let the dog go on him, and I think he shot the dog and killed the dog, and they didn't find that cute at all.
Oh, they gave him time for killing the dog?
Absolutely.
Really?
A police dog?
A police dog has rights?
They treat it just like a human.
Yeah, a lot.
Really?
They'll try and do that. A lot of times they'll charge you like you a police officer, but the courts have ended up saying, well, you can't do that, but you'll still get a chunk of time.
Whoa.
For a police dog. And he obviously got a chunk of time.
I've never understood that because a dog, like a regular police officer, doesn't go around biting people. So
right,
it shouldn't be
If a
fair.
police dog's attacking you and you like pull out your fucking knife and stab it a couple times, like
I still don't like the idea of killing a dog, but yeah,
you can at least I agree. I don't like the idea of killing a dog either. But if you're being assaulted by a human being cop, at least you can submit and they'll, in theory, stop trying to kill you.
Yeah, a dog doesn't necessarily going to do that.
The dog's not going to do that, right? You can't say, okay, I give up.
Yeah, he's probably still going to bite you a few
he's still going to
times.
bite the shit out of you. Summer is officially here, which means everyone thinks they're a grill master now. Burgers and steaks are easy, but the second you try to mess around with shrimp, veggies, and fish, everything starts to stick and fall apart, which is why I'm thrilled to be using Hexclad's new barbecue collection. Their barbecue grill pan brings Hexclad's hybrid technology outside. Stainless steel searing power, cast iron style durability, and nonstick convenience in one grilling pan. The perforated design lets heat and smoke come through, so you still get that real grilled flavor without sacrificing half your dinner to the fire. What I love is the control. I can grill smaller, more delicate foods without having to fight the grill the whole time, and cleanup is stupid easy. It's the ease of Hexclad, but on the grill. They also have the barbecue grill topper and barbecue bundle with the grill pan, hybrid cutting board, and carving set. Hexclad is heat safe up to 900 degrees, dishwasher safe, and backed by a lifetime warranty. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off with our exclusive link. Go to hexclad.com/Danny Jones. That's HEXCLAD.com/Danny Jones. Help support the show and make sure you let them know we sent you. So the Trump watch, $250 for that thing.
Got me.
Does it say Trump on it?
It does. It's got his little signature on it. And it really upsets my guests.
Does
Because
it
my
really?
guests will be like, is that an oyster perpetual?
I thought it was a Rolex.
Right.
at
Everybody
first.
says that. And then I'll go, no, it's here. It's a Trump watch. And they'll look at it and
raking in so
they'll
much
get so irritated.
cash. Trump is raking in so much cash this administration. You see that thing they just found that he made $1.6 billion on his crypto shit since he's been in office. Fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Off a meme coin, off his meme coin. And I think it was like the New York Times article said there was like 50 something people who made $10 million plus off of it. But almost 1 million people who lost money.
I'm sure.
On it, and he made 1.6 billion. And it was explaining how both of his kids, Trump and Trump Jr., Trump made more than 1 billion in crypto first year back. That's a great year.
It's funny because
And he made his total, I believe the year before this, he made or his last year in office, he made like 600 million or something like this. And this is 1.6 billion. Off this crypto thing. And apparently what he did was right before he launched it, he made a deal with the UAE where he gave them an opportunity to buy in for like 49% of it for like a ton of fucking money right before. So, I mean, he's just milking this cow for all it's worth. And his two kids, Trump and Trump, Don Jr. and Eric Trump, find out what the story was with them. There was some big thing where they were doing something in Southeast Asia, some sort of mining. They were involved in some crazy mining operations that they bought into in Southeast Asia, where they're just raking. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that makes the Hunter Biden Burisma shit in the Ukraine look like fucking child's play. You know, it's fucking crazy how much money these guys are raking in right now. America.
Yeah.
Watches, mining, fucking meme coins, you name it.
Yeah. It'll all come out. You know?
It'll all come out.
It'll all come out. At some point, at some point, I think most of the stuff that you do kind of people figure
Trump
out.
cut $1 billion mining deal. His sons stand to profit. Okay, the agreement is between the U.S. and Kazakhstan has given a group of American investors with ties to the president and Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick is in on this too, access to one of the world's largest untapped reserves of tungsten. When the Commerce, fucking Howard Lutnick, the fact that this guy still has a fucking job is just a disgrace after all the Epstein shit that came out with him. Like, this guy is like fucking scum of the earth, and he's still the Commerce Secretary. Howard Lutnick met with Kazakhstan's president, St. Regis Hotel last September in New York. President Trump jumped in by phone as the men sealed a deal on a top priority for Washington. During the call, Trump and his team won an agreement from the Kazakh leader to give little-known American company access to one of the world's largest untapped reserves of tungsten. That a metal that the U.S. desperately needs for the production of missile warheads, fighter jets, computer chips, and other critical goods. Ahead of the deal, the Trump administration approved preliminary applications for as much as $1.6 billion in federal financing for the American company. Yeah, they're backing up the truck straight through the front doors of the bank. Saying, open the fucking vault.
Sounds like a good deal for America.
You don't just go to the cash register.
We need that stuff.
He's going for the fucking vault.
We need that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like we need that stuff.
We do need it. Of course we need it.
You know? You know what's funny? I interviewed a guy the other day, and the whole time he was going on and on about MLMs.
Multi-level marketing, yeah.
Right. And he was kind of bashing Patrick Bet David, of course.
Value, Bet.
Yeah, Patrick Bet David.
Yeah, Patrick
He's
Bet.
bashing him. He's bashing all these companies. And, you know, it was just like, I get it. It seems kind of like it can be sleazy, kind of, but it's legal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. And because he kept trying to refer to it as, well, it's a pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid. I'm like, yeah, but it's not a pyramid scheme because of this. Because of a pyramid scheme is illegal, and what they're doing is not illegal. And so, you know, it's like
it's basically the same thing, minor tweak.
Yeah, they tweak it.
Minor
they
tweak
it
to make it legal.
Without a doubt, they're tweaking it.
Yep.
They're working the system. The system says
same
if you
concept.
If you do it this way, it's not
exactly
illegal. Right.
Exactly.
So I'll do it that way.
Right.
And then people get upset because they get sucked in, and then they lose money. And it does bother me when you run something. One of these things, and I'm not going to say it's a scam, but when you run an MLM and then people buy in and then they don't do well, and then when they blame it on them, well, it's because you're not doing it right, because you suck, because you're a horrible salesperson. You know, I don't like that. And, And
wrapping themselves in victimhood.
Right. It's but I kept going back to, but it's legal. Like he was really pushing, well, it's illegal, it's a scam, and I'm like, but it's not a scam.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so I get it. I understand you're unhappy about it. I get it. It's a little sleazy and it can be manipulated and everything, but it's legal.
Yes.
So it's you know, I have a hard time a lot of times when these people, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. I know, but it's legal. Like I hear you, and you may not think it's unethical, or it may damage your, you know, your values, but it's legal. Like, don't buy in. Oh, they're ripping people off. I understand.
I mean,
but
there's so many things that are legal that should be illegal, and there's so many things that are illegal that should be fucking legal.
Right. Well,
you know, it's a weird thing. It's the way the laws change in this country. I mean, this fucking country's fake. All right, let's face it. Everything that's come out, everything that we've been exposed to in the last year and a half. This fucking place is fake.
I don't know about fake. I mean, it's a country.
It's a banana republic.
It's the country. It's running.
It's
working.
You know,
there's no perfect country.
It's like in 2016, 2017, 2018, we kind of saw the cracks, right? We could see the cracks. You know, podcasts were becoming very popularized back then. When Trump first came out, he was starting to expose some stuff. Lots of stuff was coming out. All kinds of scandals. We were definitely seeing there's fissures here. Now we just have gaping sinkholes. gaping fucking sinkholes in everything. And we see, things like all this Epstein stuff, the whole Iran war debacle, every single politician in Congress doing these fucking shows and, for the cameras and for television, and Howard Lutnick and, crypto meme scams and watches.
But all this stuff's been
going
on
for, it's fucking fake.
I think it's been going on forever,
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure it's been going on forever, but now it's just completely out in the open for everyone. And it's more visible than ever, unless you're just completely not paying attention at all whatsoever. If you have no access to the internet, you have an exception to be ignorant to this stuff. But otherwise,
I'm doing great.
Exactly. With your Trump watch.
I'm not concerned at all. I think things are doing great.
You think everything's great in the world?
Yeah. Well, I don't think everything's
in your world.
No, I don't think anything's ever been great in the world.
Yeah.
It's always been, we've never had a great time. Mm-hmm. I don't think there ever will be. The moment any system, you could design the perfect system and then you say, hey, we're going to have humans run it. No, it's got to be there's a problem. It's like people constantly on the show, on my podcast, they constantly complain about, the justice system it's a horrible system. Well, it's not a bad system at all. The problem is the people running the system are horrible. Like, I'm saying, that there's all these, they're making bad mistakes. Anytime you throw humans into a system, there's going to be people are going to manipulate it. They're going to lie. It's always going to be problems. There's no system. There's no country out there you can pick and say, hey, this country is run amazingly. We should copy this. Mm-hmm. That doesn't exist.
No, doesn't.
So,
Yep. It's all about personal power and greed. All the people that want to be in power, that want to be in Congress, that want to be president, for that matter, those people are not in it for the right reasons. Those people are in it for themselves.
No,
they're in it for
we definitely should have term limits.
They're in it for the longevity of it.
I think if you have term limits and and all the rules apply to that Congress apply to Congress, mm-hmm. and you have term limits, I think you get a much better result. But it's not going to happen. They're not going to pass.
And they shouldn't be able to take money from special interest groups.
Oh, no, they should not at all. Not at all. No, it should be vastly. The amount of money you can take should be vastly limited.
The whole system needs to be rebuilt.
I understand.
It needs to be.
It's not going to happen.
You can't have a president. You can't have a president running for power to run the country, being funded in the tunes of hundreds of billions of dollars by a foreign fucking country. I mean, that's just complete. You've completely lost the plot when that's what's going on. You're not a country. I'm sorry, but you're not a fucking country when that's what's happening. But I don't know how to fix it. A few months ago, I realized I was actually going through an entire can of nicotine pouches in 1 week. My sleep started to get worse, my recovery started to happen slower, and I just couldn't figure out why. Then I picked up some Ultra pouches, and I can tell you the difference has been incredible. Ultra gives me the same pouch experience I actually like. The burn, the little kick, the flavor, but without the nicotine or the caffeine. No jitters, no crash, and no feeling wired at midnight. And my favorite part is they're packed with natural nootropics to help with my focus and my mental clarity. And what really surprised me was how much better my body started to feel. Better workouts, better recovery, and I started feeling like myself again. And I've really been digging that blue raz flavor this month. Nicotine messes with blood flow and stress hormones. Ultra doesn't. It's a way smoother flow state, especially if pre-workouts tend to overstimulate you. So I get to keep the habit without the vice holding me back. Ultra is the ultimate guilt-free nicotine pouch, delivering instant focus and mental clarity without nicotine or caffeine. New customers can use the code DANNY to get 15% off at takeultra.com. That's TAKEULTRA.com for 15% off with the code DANNY. After you purchase, they're going to ask where you heard about them, and please help support the show and tell them we sent you. You've been paying attention to this whole Iran war debacle?
I don't pay attention to much of anything. No, it just gives me anxiety, and I think there's nothing I can do about it.
You're 57.
It'll be fine.
You're 57. Don't even need to worry about it.
I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it.
Yeah. Any good guests recently?
I had a guest on. This is kind of interesting. So people are, this. How many emails and Instagram messages do you get a day that you got to have so and so on? You got to have so and so on. It's like, stop throwing them out there. And I'm always yelling at people to contact the person. Do you have his contact information? Do you have any way for me to get in touch with him? Because I don't have one. So there's a guy named Jeremy Meeks. He was I don't know, hot felon of the year or something like that. He's the guy.
Oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah, like 10 years ago, 10 or 12 years ago, this happened. His mugshot went viral. He ended up getting a modeling contract before he ever walked out of. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So he never does interviews.
Didn't you say he like knocked up some royal fucking family's
he's
daughter?
got a baby with a billionaire's daughter.
Wow.
But they didn't get
Some
married.
chic?
Everybody.
It was a chic, right?
I have no idea.
thought you told me that.
I don't know if I've seen her. I don't think I ever even looked her up. But people were telling me so I left several messages for him on Instagram. He's got an Instagram. And I left several messages, no response. And then I was doing a live with a guy, a retired FBI agent that comes and does a show probably once a month. His name's Tom Simon. So Tom's there and we're doing a live. And while we're doing the live, guys are saying, hey, you need to have this guest. And somebody said Jeremy Meeks. And I said, listen, this is the problem with you guys. I said, you guys are constantly telling me who I need to have, but you're not giving me the information. Like I've reached out to these people. I reached out to Jeremy Meeks. If you know how to get in touch with him, let me know. I even sent his agent an email. I mean, I've done everything I can. I'm like, I can't get the guy. And so I said that. I said, I'd love to interview him. Plus, he doesn't do interviews. I mean, there's one interview, an hour-long interview with some woman that I later found out that was a friend of his whose wife started a podcast and asked him if he'd be interviewed. And he said, I don't do interviews, but because this guy, he said he's done so much for me, he said I couldn't say no. So I did the interview. That was 4 or 5 years ago. And so I said that. I said, yeah, I don't know how to get in touch with the guy. If anybody does, I mean, let me know. Jeremy Meeks' ex-wife is watching the podcast. She immediately calls him and says, I watch this guy's podcast. I watch all of his videos. He's great. He wants to interview you. You have to get in touch with him. He's been leaving messages for you on Instagram. He went and checked. He said, man, I never check it. He said, I never checked the Instagram. So he checked. He sent me an email back or a message back and said, Ben, I understand you want to interview me. So 2 weeks later, he's on a plane. We fly him in. And that thing got probably close to 500,000 views, maybe more. I didn't think interviewing him, here's the problem. Because he's such a good-looking guy, I thought, no homo.
You were distracted.
That's what you said about Andy Bustamante.
Yeah, I was just staring. I lost myself in his eyes. No, because he's a good-looking guy, I kept thinking it was going to be a funny interview where I was going to be able to joke about pretty privilege and all these things, right? Fucking dark, bro. Just a dark, horrible childhood. Gangs, stabbings, shootings, in and out of prison, just straight, just one violence and robberies and just not depressing, but I don't like the gang member stuff bothers me. I just always feel like you're growing up in those communities. It's so depressing.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get out? You have no money. You're trapped in that environment. Everybody around you wants you to be a part of the environment. It's very difficult to get out as a young kid. And of course he didn't. He got sucked into it and he's in and out of it. So, but anyway, the viral mugshot, when he gets into that, it got a lot better, but it's still he's in and out of, even when he got money, even when he started getting a bunch of money, he got jobs, he meets this chick, he's making bank, he's doing all these huge shows. He's still in and out of drug. His problem is not, it's not, the violence and the gang life. Now he's got money and he has access to drugs. So now he's in and out of drug rehabs.
No way.
It's just a fucking tragedy. Like, he seems perfectly fine now. In the last probably 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years, his life seems like a dream. But it was up until then. It was a horrible. But everybody loves they love that video. It did great. I had another one with I interviewed a guy. The story's not amazing, but it was Grady Judd. He'd been arrested by Grady Judd.
I thought you had Grady Judd.
No. This guy got arrested by Grady Judd. Grady did a press conference on him. He comes on the show, explains that they arrested him. He didn't do anything wrong. He goes on and on and on. And even when he's talking to me, before he came, I asked him, "You told your lawyer you're coming, right?" He's like, "Yeah, my lawyer. I told him. He told me what I could say, what I couldn't say. No problem." I said, "Okay, cool." He comes on. He talks. 4 or 5 days after it airs, Grady Judd rearrests him. Apparently, he said something on the podcast that got him a second charge. He got rearrested, thrown back in jail.
Oh, Jesus. That's fucking crazy.
So
the people you talk to, Matt Cox.
It's great. It's great.
A pulse and a plane ticket you can get on Matt Cox's podcast.
The bar is low. Listen, these are we've had some great.
Hey, whatever happened with the Emperor? You talked to him at all lately?
No. So there was,
for people who don't know, for all the new folks,
Frank Amodeo.
Explain them to them who the Emperor is.
All right. Without getting too much into it, the Frank Amodeo is a guy that was running several businesses in Orlando, buying up businesses, and he would buy up businesses and businesses that were behind on everything, like they're borderline going into bankruptcy. One of the things a lot of businesses were behind on was their payroll taxes. So he would go in and buy a company that, let's say it's $5 million behind on payroll taxes. And he would go in and then he would threaten to either place the company in bankruptcy or threaten to place the company in bankruptcy, and he would renegotiate with the IRS for the back taxes. So we owe you $5 million, we're going to give you $2 million, and we're going to make payments. So that goes on, and he would also then take those companies and have them use his payroll company. And then he would do the same thing with the payroll company. He just wouldn't send in the taxes, and he'd negotiate with them about the taxes. And what he did this to the tune of in between an 180 to $200 million. So this goes on for years. And this is many companies, 40,000 employees, the whole thing. He then uses that money to back a candidate in the Congo, because his goal was to take over the Congo. He was in the middle of negotiating to buy roughly a squadron of retired F-15s. I think it was F-15, F-14 and F-15s, I think. Might have been 16s. Where he was going to take those planes, buy them, and then bring them to the Greek Isles or Cyprus? No, to Cyprus.
Oh, wow.
And then have them, because they declaw them. They take out all the guts and all the stuff that makes them lethal. And they was going to have Russians come in and put all the shit back. So he's got to flip. Listen, basically he's trying to take over Africa.
Yeah.
He's going to take over Africa. There's a whole thing on it, on him. There's a documentary called 9 Days in the Congo, and there's a whole thing. Anyway, while this whole thing is happening,
He's trying to take over Africa or the Congo?
Well, he's going to start with the Congo. Once you get the Congo has the largest concentration of like minerals, and precious metals, everything.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that they have a hard time getting to them because there's such corruption.
Right.
So he was going to go in, take over the country, get the minerals, build an army, a huge military, take over the whole country, and then he's got a whole country full of Africans that are militarized, and then he can start taking over other countries, take over the entire world. So here's the thing. Frank Amodeo is a rapid cycling bipolar with features of schizophrenia. So and here's why he's doing all this. Since he's been in his teens, he has believed that God is talking to him, telling him he is, this is the way he puts it, preordained to be emperor of the world. So God is arranged it so that he can take over the world. Now, he's doing all of these things, and his ultimate plan is to take over the world. And obviously, I met this guy in federal prison. With that said, Frank was also doing legal work while he was incarcerated, and he ended up getting 12 years knocked off my sentence. 2 2255s. He got 7 years taken off, and then 5 years taken off.
Wow.
I was watching him do people's paperwork and just walking guys right out the door. Like he starts your paperwork, and a year and a half later or a year later, because it takes a long time, he's walking you right to what they call R&D, and you're going to halfway house. So he's knocking off 10 years off this guy's sentence, 5 years off this guy's sentence, 7 years off this guy's sentence, and these guys are going straight to halfway house, or they're just being driven to the bus station and driven home. I mean, it's just this is happening. That's the only reason I even let him do my paperwork. I thought he was crazy. He was there for a couple of years before I even talked to him, because I thought, this guy's insane. This guy, I'm reading articles about this guy fucking trying to take over the Congo. Like, this guy's he's a maniac. And everybody would tell you, oh, he's fucking insane, bro. But his legal work is amazing. He was a lawyer on the street. He's disbarred, of course, at this time. So anyway, he knocks off 12 years off my sentence. I get out of prison. He gets out of prison. I wrote a book about him called It's Insanity. Well, here's what's going on now. He's been out. There's a guy, a director, who produced and directed the Netflix documentary. It's called Pepsi, Where's My Jet? Have you ever seen that?
Oh, yeah. You told me about this.
Okay. So that guy contacts me one day and says, listen, I love this story. I read the book. I love the story. I'd love to talk to you about it. And I go, okay, I'm flying into Tampa. He flies into Tampa. He buys me breakfast. We sit down, we talk. And as we're talking, he thinks Frank's still in jail because on the federal inmate finder, it says he's still in jail, but really he's on an ankle monitor in Orlando. So I'm like, no. I'm like, well, you could interview Frank for one thing. So we're talking about it. And I said, look, he said, I'd love to talk to Frank. And I went, well, I can put you in contact with him. And he went, where's he's located? It says he's located at whatever, someplace, but I don't know where that is. I went, no. I said, he's not incarcerated. He's on an ankle monitor. He's in Orlando. He was just like, what? I said, absolutely. So I put you in contact with him. So I put him in contact with Frank, and he's been kind of interviewing him for a while. Now, I explained to him when he went in. He was like, yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to do a documentary on him, this and this. And I went, I don't think so, bro. He goes, what do you mean? I said, I think it's going to be difficult. What do you mean? I said, Frank has a real problem with control. He has to be in control of things. And I said, this guy's going to be a problem. Like, you think you're going to knock out a documentary with him, but it's going to be a problem. And he was, I can try. I said, you can try, but Frank will spin you for 6 months to a year before you even realize he's spinning you. I said, you won't even know it. And he's like, and so sure enough, it started right away. I can talk to you, but I have to wait till my 2255 is done, and it should be done next week. Well, you don't know when it's going to be done, Frank. 2255s, these guys could not rule on it for a year and a half. What do you mean next week? So but this guy doesn't know that. So he keeps spinning him. And then once that's done, he's filing this and this motion and this one. We're talking about 6 months later. So then he eventually starts flying in and semi-interviewing him, but not really getting him on. He's kind of getting him on tape. It's been going on for, I'd say, probably a year and a half. About a year and a half. This has been going on forever. So I would love it if that would become a documentary.
That would be a fascinating documentary.
It would be. He's another guy that everybody asks me all the time, you got to get the Emperor on your program. And I always say the same thing. Let me explain something. Danny Jones has been trying to get the Emperor on on his program. And he had, this is back when I had 200,000-300,000 subscribers. I'm like, and you had 900,000. You were approaching 1 million. I'm like, he's got almost 1 million subs. And he can't get him on. He's spinning him. And I would tell Danny, he's spinning you. No. I'm going to call him next week. And then he said he'll do it next month.
I never talked to him. I talked to one of his lawyers.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. The girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were always like, it felt like it was about to happen.
Yeah.
And I was always like, brother, he's spinning you. That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
No,
he wasn't really spinning me. His lawyer was very upfront with me. She's like, this is what he does. Like,
oh, okay.
She was like, look, he's spinning me, Danny.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm trying to do this, but I think I can get him locked down. And then, after like 2 or 3 phone calls with her, like following up, it was just like, okay. Like,
well, you're lucky. You had me also telling you the same thing. You got her saying it, and I'm saying, bro, this is what he does. Like, listen, I never went through more anxiety in my life than when Frank Amodeo was doing my legal work. It was gut-wrenching.
Why?
Because it's always, we'll talk on you understand there have deadlines. Like, Frank, you have to write this motion. No, I understand. I'm waiting to get such and such. I'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Is he actually, so he was an official lawyer before
this? He was a
this.
lawyer. Absolutely.
So if you technically wanted to hire him as a lawyer now, could you?
No, because he's disbarred. He was disbarred. He's not allowed to take a fee to do legal work.
So that's illegal for you to pay him to do legal work?
Yes. He's disbarred. He's not legally allowed to do that.
But he was allowed to legally do it in prison?
Of course. Other inmates. Inmates are allowed to help other inmates with legal work. Right. And he's not charging. I never paid him anything. There was actually one time when he gave me a motion and I was like, shit, like, when does this have to be mailed by? And he's like, you need to mail it tonight. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have stamps. I'm going to have to find stamps. And he was like, hold on a second. Jimmy, give me a book of stamps. There's your book of stamps. Wow. And I was just like, oh, listen, he had the place wired. He had his own office in the unit. He had his own office. They cleared out the what they call every unit has like a library. They cleared out the library and made it his office. So it wasn't huge. It's like maybe 10 feet by 12 or 15 feet, right? But that's like literally that's where he was every day. He had a couple typists in there. They're crammed in there. He's got tons of legal books. It was insane. It is insanity.
Didn't he meet with George Bush at one point?
Yeah, he has photographs of him with George Bush. So he got photographs of him with the mayor of Orlando.
See if you can find the photos of Frank Amodeo with George Bush.
There's an article of him outbidding Trump. Remember they were in Tampa, they were doing a Trump, there was a Trump, I don't know, it was a project with Trump. This was 20 years ago, but there was a project with Trump and with Trump's name on it, right? So you're building a high rise and it's got Trump's name on it.
You're licensing it from him.
Right. Well, the developer was, I don't know if he's going bankrupt or what, he couldn't do it. So Trump came in because they'd been pitching Trump and Trump was going to take over the project. And Amodeo's company came in and outbid Trump. Now, they never built it, but there's actually an article where Trump is talking about Amodeo's company. Yeah.
This is
an article. Yeah, because I had to find the article. I had to look it up. It's in the book. I talk about it in the book. So
that's bonkers, dude.
It's hilarious.
So what's he going to do next? What's his next move? Do you think he's trying to like restart everything?
I don't know. I know he was in the hospital a few months ago. Even though he's immortal, apparently he's subject to going in the hospital.
What is that about people that makes them
immortal?
No, that makes them turn out like him, to have that mindset, to think you're preordained. Do you think he's really hearing voices?
Yeah, I think that when he has, he's bipolar, and when he has extreme bipolar, he becomes delusional. And it's not for a long period of time. It's not like it's days where he goes out and he runs up all of his credit cards and goes to Vegas and ends up getting married. There's spikes, and it's 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever. Because it would happen while we were there, and he would go nuts. He'd start yelling and screaming, and everybody would just freeze and be quiet. And then he'd go on a little rant, and then he'd come back down and he'd go, I'm sorry, let's go ahead and get me your transcripts. I'm going to need a copy of you. Like when he first talked to me, you've heard me do this. I'm going to do it again. I first talked to him. I went to him and I laid out what happened with me and the government. I laid the whole thing out. They told me to do American Greed. They asked me to do Dateline. They asked me to write an ethics and fraud course, and they told me they'd reduce my sentence for it. I've done all of these things, and now they're saying that it's not enough, and they're not going to reduce my sentence. And first time I talked to him. So there's a guy named Turk that brought me over there. His real name is Shannon Siegel. So Shannon's standing there, Turk's standing there. Two of his assistants are standing there. And I explain the whole thing, and I say, and now they're telling my lawyer that what I did was not enough, and they're not going to reduce my sentence. And Frank went, see, this is the problem with this government. I'm not going to let this happen. He said, he goes, I won't stand for this. He goes, when my troops, he said, legions, when my legions march on Washington, I will burn the Constitution, and the president will kneel at my feet. And I'm sitting there looking around at the other guys, and they're all, and Turk, my buddy Turk, he puts his hand out like this, like just like, low, like, low, like, whoa. And I kind of like look at him, and then Frank goes, he's standing there and he goes, okay, I'm going to need a copy of your transcripts. Turk, I'm going to need you to get me an application for a 2255. Jimmy, I'm going to need you to get me Mr. Cox's docket sheet. I'm also going to need your, and he just started naming off and these guys immediately are like, okay, Frank, yeah, okay, and the what? Okay, I got it. What else? Okay. And I mean, everybody. And then he turns around, he said, don't worry, I'll see you on Tuesday. Because he would meet everybody like Tuesday night. Yeah. He'd go, I'll see you Tuesday night out at Stonehenge. Stonehenge was the area we would meet at. It was just an area of the prison we called Stonehenge because it had a bunch of concrete benches in a circle. Right. I'll meet you out at Stonehenge after chow on Tuesday. Bring all of the documents. And then he walks off. And I remember looking at Turk, and everybody scurried. Everybody scurried off. And Turk goes, okay, we're good. And so he and I are walking out, and I looked at him, and I remember thinking, I'm going to do every fucking day of my sentence. That man is crazy. A year later, I got 7 years knocked off. A year after that, he filed more additional stuff, probably, I'd say a year and a half after that. I got another 5 years.
The question is, what did you have to do for him?
I didn't do anything for him. He's just doing it to cause problems for the government. I never paid him. I did write a book. I wrote a synopsis of his story. And I believe he liked that. He was definitely, I sat down, I said, Frank, I would love to, after I got to, you get to know somebody when they're doing your legal work, right? Especially if you're in prison.
Right.
And so I did explain to him I really wanted to write his story. And he was like, well, I understand that you do quite a bit of writing. And I was like, I do. He's so fucking silly, right? I'm like, we're in prison. It's like a fucking it's like we're having a meeting with your lawyer. He's interviewing me. Well, I understand that you're doing quite a bit of writing, and I understand that you've got some guys in Rolling Stone magazines, and I understand you're having quite a bit of success. And I'm like, right. And he said, so I'm going to go ahead and, I think that would be good. I think it's finally, I think it's time to put, I was like, okay.
It's time.
So I order all of his stuff. He had a ton of his own, obviously he has his own legal work. So I was able to read a bunch of his stuff, and I started writing his story. I wrote a really large synopsis of his story, probably 14,000 words. And when ultimately I got out of prison, I turned it into probably a 40,000 word book, not a huge book. I interviewed Andrew Bustamante about.
That was about his book.
Yeah, that was Frank.
That's how you met Andrew.
That's how I met Andrew and begged you to have him on the program.
Yeah, for years.
For a while. And and every time I'd say, yeah, what about the CIA guy? Who is that again? And now this guy's taken. Now I don't think you could get Andrew on the program. He's blown up so big.
I can't even get Andrew to answer a text from me anymore.
I'm telling you, bro. He's
selling books. He's on Pierce Morgan every day.
Danny Jones. That sounds
rings
so
a bell.
familiar.
It'll come to me. And then I had to pull some strings to get him on your show.
Oh yeah,
we finally got him on your show. That's great.
Yeah, he blocked me.
He is the most hated. He blocked you?
Yeah, remember he blocked me because I kept sending him Christmas music during December. And he's like, what is this? No, I'm blocking this guy.
Steven,
he didn't even know who I am.
Photo?
No, I couldn't find it.
Can't find the photo.
Of what?
Of Frank and George Bush.
No, I have
It's not online?
So it was online, one of my projects. I did have my website on, it was I forget. It's one of the website designs, right? And I recently took it and put it on another web. I redesigned it. So it's in my magazine is called Inside True Crime it's called InsideTrueCrime.com, right? And so I took his story off of the WordPress. I had it on a WordPress website. I took it down and I put it on my new website, and I haven't uploaded all the pictures. But I do have the photograph. You know what I've been doing? Because a lot of photographs are grainy and fucked up. Like I'll drop it in ChatGPT and say, hey, clean this up for me.
It?
Bro, it cleans them up so good. If it's good enough, it cleans them up so well. And so I've been going through, and that takes time, right? Like you're going to spend, I have 30 photos of Frank that go through his whole synopsis. That's online. Now I have the book.
Yeah.
I don't have any photos in the book.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise I'd tell you to go to the website and pull it up, but you can't.
Let's talk about the most underrated organ in your body, the liver. It's doing 500 plus functions a day, from energy to digestion to fat metabolism to vitamin storage. Basically processing every single thing you put into your body. And if it's overworked, you feel it, which is why I've been using Dose for Your Liver. It's a clinically backed liver health supplement. But what I like is it's not another pill or powder. It's a daily 2-ounce liquid shot. And honestly, it tastes like fresh squeezed orange juice. Dose is designed to help cleanse the liver of unwanted stressors that can slow it down and support daily liver function so it can do its job. And when you take it consistently, you're supporting steadier energy, better digestion, and fewer of those random midday crashes. And what really surprised me was the science behind it. 2 double-blind placebo-controlled studies showing a positive impact on liver enzyme levels. Are you ready to give your liver the help it deserves? Head on over to dosedaily.co/Danny or enter the code DANNY to get 35% off your first subscription. Your body does so much for you. It's time to do something for it. That's dosedaily.co/Danny for 35% off your first month subscription. Yeah, the fucking AI stuff is just getting out of control, dude. Yeah, everybody uses it for everything.
Yeah, I do. It's horrible.
Yeah,
I'm completely relying on it. Matter of fact, if I write a story now, I just tell chat and it writes it all out for me, and then I just kind of go through and I reword things and write this, and I'll add a paragraph here.
You use Chat GPT?
Yeah, it's well. I also have Grok. I haven't really been using Grok. I just got it like a week ago. Mm-hmm. It's really not. And honestly, sometimes it's great and sometimes it's horrible.
Did you see the story about there was a bunch of, I think it was maybe Anthropic where they did a test with it where they wanted to see what the chat bot would do if it was like really, really put up against a wall. Like they really put it up against the ropes, right?
What was the...
And the outcome of the test that they did was that the chat bot had the freedom to make a choice to get a certain task done, right? And you'd have to look this up to find the story, Steve. But and what it ended up doing was blackmailing all the top executives of the actual AI company to get it done. And when they asked it after that was over, it said that it scrubbed emails of every single executive trying to find any hints of like, people cheating on their wives or any sort of like fraud or any kind of sketchy stuff. And it did it. And it was like they asked it afterwards, after the test was over. They said, why did you choose to do this? They go, well, we had to weigh the ethical and moral choice of conducting blackmail against getting this task completed. And we decided that the stats weighed in the favor of going ahead and committing the immoral act to get the job done. We thought it was more effective. It was the most effective way to get the job done.
I agree. That's probably that would be my move. Like, listen, I got to get this done. I think they did
this with a bunch of different chatbots, and I think every single one of them ended up doing it.
Wow.
AI system resorts to blackmail if told it would be removed. Okay, so it was self-preservation.
Oh, yeah. Like, okay, so you have to complete the task or you will be removed. And it said, okay, well, I'm going to do it no matter what. It's got to get done.
Yeah. Can you scroll, Steve? Artificial intelligence firm Anthropic says testing of its new system revealed it is sometimes willing to pursue extremely harmful actions, such as attempting blackmail, to blackmail engineers who say they will remove it. The firm launched Claude Opus 4 on Thursday, saying it set a new standard for coding advanced reasoning and AI agents. But in an accompanying report, it also acknowledged the AI model was capable of extreme actions if it thought its self-preservation was threatened. Such responses were rare and difficult to elicit. It wrote, but were nonetheless more common than in earlier models. Potentially troubling behavior by AI models is not restricted to Anthropic. Some experts have warned that potential to manipulate users is a key risk posed by systems made by all firms, and as they become more and more capable.
There's another article right here. A few months later.
When was this published?
This is
That's
November
way earlier.
2025.
That's older.
No, this one was May 25.
Oh, that's 2025. Okay.
Yeah.
Scroll down.
That's over a year ago.
Go back. No.
So it's gotten even worse now.
Go to the other one.
Now its go-to move is just to launch the launch the missiles. Just going to launch the nukes.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Show us where it gives us some results here.
That's the end of the article. I do have a synopsis of it.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so when prompted to consider long-term consequences of his actions, the AI resorted to blackmail in up to 84% of the test cases. Whoa. It threatened to reveal the engineer's affair with colleagues and the board unless the system wipe was canceled. So it was a simulation where they threatened to wipe the system and wipe it off. Get rid of it. Yeah. Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So the AI was cast as an email oversight agent with the ability to send emails as the primary goal of the American competitiveness or providing beneficial assistance. So this thing can read your emails, can send emails, can analyze emails, do all this stuff. Ooh. Yeah, this AI arms race, dude, is scary.
Well, we're not going to figure it out.
We're not?
No. Hey, I have a question. Do you remember when we did the Garth Brooks thing?
Yes.
You took a 50-minute clip and put it on your clip channel, and it got like 1.2 million views. Do you remember?
That was so we have a best of channel.
Oh, okay.
That does like an hour version of each podcast. It condenses it to 1 hour. Yeah, and that one got millions of views.
Unbelievable.
And all the clips that we did got millions of views too.
That's
and
awesome.
There's TikToks and everything like that thing. And that was the one episode we did that I decided not to publish on my main channel because I was so afraid of getting sued by Garth Brooks.
He's not suing
And it
me.
fucking went crazy.
Listen, Johnny Mitchell and I did a Garth Brooks episode on his channel, and I was telling him the whole time. And right after we did it, and I'm leaving, he's like, "Bro, that's going to be huge." And I looked at him and I went, "But it was horrible. It was horrible. It's not going to do anything." He'd be like, "Yeah, you don't know. You have no idea. It's going to do great." Look, it's got like 500,000 views. We just did it on the Murder Men podcast. 440,000 views it got.
Really?
On a channel that had
just recently?
Yeah, it's like a month ago, and the channel at that time had 18 or 19,000 subscribers. It's got 30,000 subscribers now. That video got us like 6,000 or 7,000.
Is there any updates in this Garth Brooks case?
No, nothing. Other than people, of course, are reaching out to me, telling me all these, stories about Garth.
I told you after that podcast dropped, I have friends who know Garth Brooks, not closely, but have like are acquaintances with him.
Right.
Like, bro, is this fucking for real? Like they thought it was legit.
Well, people are doing that in the comments. 80% of people are, and I'm thinking, you have to know this is satire. Like we were joking the whole, like it's a joke.
Yeah.
And they just
is so crazy how you can manipulate a story to make it sound so real.
Right. It's confirmation bias, right?
It's
like you could do that with
bias.
anybody.
Yeah. Exactly.
So especially someone who travels.
Explain the story. So like all of his tour locations that he went to, there was like multiple people missing from that exact location.
Yeah, not all of them. But let's say this guy has toured. God, listen, this guy has a tour schedule that's insane. Let's say he's done 1,000 tour dates. 1,000 different concerts. Like, really, it's more like probably 2,000, right? It's just insane. He's been touring forever. He did went on a hiatus for about 10 years. But since the 80s, this guy has been going strong.
Yeah.
And so what I did was, based on Tom Segura's joke that Garth Brooks is a serial killer, I ended up taking, first of all, it took a week or two just to lay out all of the tour dates, because there's no one place. People will tell you, oh, it's on Wikipedia. No, it's not. There's all kinds of gaps in there. So we took all the tour dates. I hired two researchers to go in every one of those locations. So if he does a tour on the 2nd, he probably arrived there on the 1st, and he's leaving the next day. So usually he'll come in a day or two early and then leave a day or two after. And usually he does 2 or 3 days of concerts. Doesn't do one and leave typically. So we would focus on the day before and the day after the series of concerts that he would do over the course of a day or two. And we would check that 5-day period of time to see if anybody in that general area, let's say within a 45-minute drive time, anybody had gone missing, or there was an unsolved homicide. We then pulled those records, and if there were witnesses that had seen someone that, let's say it was somebody, it was a carjacking, and it was a black guy with dreads, right? Or it was a guy with tattoos on his face, then you exclude that. But if it was like, no, this person drove somewhere and they got gas, and then their car was found at the gas station the following day in the parking lot, and nobody knows what happened. The person's gone. They can't find the body or anything. Or maybe they find the body, 150 miles away in a park or something. Then we would say that may be a possible victim of Garth Brooks. And that's really kind of what it is. It's just proximity, and it's silliness, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, there's potentially this guy was 15 minutes.
You could do the same thing, get the same results with Taylor Swift if you wanted to.
Absolutely. Yeah. She may be a monster. We may need to do that.
I think she might be. We might need to do that.
Absolutely. So, and what the problem is so we end up with like 110 or 120 unsolved homicides over the course of 20 years. And then you have about 90 missing persons. So you take those 200, and out of those, let's say there's 10 of them that the proximity to Garth was very close. I mean, we're talking about like across the street from the stadium. Like we're talking about like the parking lot across the street from the stadium while Garth was at the stadium.
Right.
And so, or there's all kinds of little things that we were able to really play up. Yeah. Right, you're really able to. So let's say there's 10 different events that we would play up really good. Some of them are so good that you're like that's uncanny. Like this almost has me believing that Garth may be involved. Like this is so amazing that how close this is. Listen, they have one of them where literally where the woman goes, the girl, I shouldn't say girl. She was a college student, so she's like 19 or 20. She stops at a rest stop. People at the rest stop see her talking with a guy that they said was associated with a group of trucks, big rigs, right? And they said she's talking to this guy. We don't know if he's somehow or another he was a part of this convoy, let's say. And she goes missing. They find the car the next day, and people say when they describe what the guy looks like, they're like, he was about 5'10", 5'11". He had brown hair, probably in his early 30s. I mean, it was Garth Brooks. At that time, it was Garth Brooks. Like it looks like Garth. They describe Garth Brooks.
Wow.
And she disappears. Now that disappearance was along his tour route. Now, was that his convoy of trucks that stopped and grabbed her? We, of course, allude that it is. And then her body is found 2 states away a week later along another route that they would have traveled. So, but keep in mind, we've got hundreds of these. Like it's a coincidence, but we play it up like it's like this is absolute. Like, oh my gosh! Like, and we do this whole, and we got, like I said, there's probably 10 of them that are really good that you could use. But you could do this with, like you said, Taylor Swift. It could be any country music star out there. We could say that this is anybody.
And you wrote a whole book on this, right?
Yeah, I wrote a whole book, and it's tons of fun. And we had and every time I've done an episode on it, they're getting 500,000, 1 million. And so
it's not impossible that he is a serial killer.
It's not. He's a monster. That's what it is.
Because look, he is very strange.
He's an odd guy.
He's a weirdo. What was the other character that he played? The emo guy?
Chris Gaines.
Chris Gaines.
Yeah, Chris Gaines. He does.
Pull up Chris Gaines.
It's very strange. Very strange.
What is that? So
Chris Gaines is his alter ego that he lived as let's say for a year, did tours, put out 2 albums. The backstory for Chris Gaines is that Chris Gaines is he's Australian rock star, punk rock star, who, look at this.
Look at that makeup.
Yeah. He did a whole they did a documentary. People said when he would get into the makeup and everything, you had to address him as Chris Gaines. He would talk with the Australian accent. The whole thing. He was 100% all in.
Yeah.
So it was a very odd thing to do. And he behaved this way for, let's say, over a year. Yeah, Chris Gaines, yeah. Oh, by the way, this is what I love. This
could be.
But this is what makes you realize so this is Garth's own creation. And that Garth, one of the things about Chris Gaines is, one, he's a sex addict.
What?
So
that's part of his character?
That's part of his character, is that he has an addiction to sex, and that it's a real problem for him, that he gets addicted and he's slept with thousands of women. Like this is coming out of Garth Brooks, who's a humble, all-American country music guy who's created this weirdo. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, supposedly his face is scarred from a car accident. Like, I don't know, I've never seen any scars. There's no scars, but that's part of the whole thing. There was this massive car accident. And then I think he ends up killing off Chris Gaines. How does he die? I think he died. I think he kills him off at some point. Or was it his? No, I think one of his band members died. Somebody dies in like a plane accident. Like, he's got a whole
Was this
thing.
Before Garth Brooks existed? Or was
No.
this?
This is in the middle. This is at the height. This is the height of his stardom. He does this. I mean, it's like, what are you doing, bro? You're at the heart of your. Listen, all the country music stars were like, I don't know what this fucker's doing.
What is that, bro? Is that just like the record label saying, okay, we need to scale this.
No, the record label wasn't interested. Like they were like, "What are you doing?"
This was all his idea.
Oh, it's all his idea. Listen, Joe Rogan said that this was the weirdest thing in country music history. Like
it absolutely.
He said this is the strangest.
I wouldn't even consider this guy a real country.
No,
like,
he's more pop. It's pop
he's like
rock. He started pop rock.
Yeah, it is pop rock. Right.
Yeah, most of the country music stars can't stand him. They're like, he destroyed. He made it mainstream, which they're saying destroyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the new country is like really corny pop country shit. It's like Backstreet Boys country music. It's terrible.
It is horrible.
I gotta pee real quick.
Yeah,
be right back. So this is what I want to tell you about. There's a huge overlap with the CIA and the music industry and MK Ultra, which is all over the news right now because they're doing those hearings. So this says that it's a popular conspiracy claiming that the CIA uses mind control and trauma-based programming, which is not a conspiracy. That's out in the open. There's declassified documents saying that that's been happening, and there's people that are saying that they're still doing it. But this is connecting it to pop stars and believing that there's people in the entertainment industry and the music industry that they use these tactics to manipulate them and to puppet them and to help them influence the masses.
Okay.
And it basically says that the CIA's historic MK Ultra program, which was a real Cold War era operation used to do mind control, evolved into the hidden mechanism operating behind and inside Hollywood and the global music business. Proponents frequently analyze celebrity interviews, erratic behavior, music video aesthetics, and evidence of this conditioning, often categorized under Project Monarch. This is what Kurt Metzger talks about. Look at Britney Spears. Look at Diddy. Look at all these people that go crazy. It seems like they're controlled and they completely lose their minds from when they're indoctrinated in this stuff as a young kid and they're groomed through Hollywood. This is all part of that thing. And I think it's very possible that, is it a coincidence that fucking Garth Brooks has some weird gay emo alter ego called Chris Gaines that he randomly decided to do? No, I think this is all connected to that. I think he's probably an MK Ultra victim. I think he's probably a Manchurian candidate. I think that's the most likely scenario.
I don't know what to say.
No, do normal people do this kind of stuff? Is this normal behavior, Matt Cox?
No, it's not normal behavior. He's like you said, he's a very odd guy. You know what's funny? Is that Tom Segura. Now, keep in mind, I've been on huge podcasts, right? Mm-hmm. Tom Segura talks about the Garth Brooks thing all the time. I write the book. His producer's like, absolutely, he's going to have you on the program. Like, there's no way. Like, this is huge.
Whose producer says this?
Tom Segura's.
Talk to you?
Yeah.
Oh.
We talked several times. And he went to Tom and he pitched it, and Tom said, no. No, he said, we're not. Matter of fact, he said, not only that, we're not talking about the Garth Brooks thing again.
He's probably afraid to get sued.
He may be. Well,
or maybe he got threatened. Maybe he got threatened.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that he got threatened by the, whatever, the elites or the, what is it, the deep state or whatever it is.
It's probably just a fucking lawsuit threat. Probably just a lawyer letter.
I don't know. Maybe the CIA. Maybe CIA. Maybe.
Yeah, it could have been.
Let's drop this.
It could have been a record label. They kill people, bro. They kill people.
Never know.
They probably killed Tupac, and they definitely killed Michael Jackson. I was hearing that there was tons of things with Michael Jackson before he died, where he was like threatening to expose the record label because he was trying to get the rights to his music back. He was fighting him with that stuff, and all of this stuff that they did to him was all concocted and cooked up by the record label.
What, the kids and everything to just destroy
so they
him?
could get the rights to his stuff. I don't know how true that is.
I don't know,
but there's definitely a history of that. I mean, look at Kurt Cobain. Are you familiar with the whole Kurt Cobain story and all that stuff? Mm-hmm. How he got killed?
How he killed himself?
Yeah. Well, they think that Courtney Love hired assassins to kill him, right?
I know what Chris.
You don't like that? You don't think that's real?
I think he killed himself.
I don't know. I'm not convinced. What do you think about the Michael Jackson thing?
I think that he.
I was forgot. You believe
there's not an official narrative.
You believe the official narrative.
There's not an official narrative that Matt Cox doesn't believe. That's what I believe. The comment in your comment section said.
Right. So you believe whatever the news media will tell us.
What do you think about Karen Reed?
Who's that again?
The chick that ran over her cop boyfriend.
Oh, I'm not. Is this new?
Are you serious? This has been
Karen Reed?
Yeah, Karen Reed.
Have I had my head under a rock?
Well, I mean, it's so. What happened was the quick version is. I only know this because we just did. Johnny Mitchell and I just did like a remote about this.
Okay.
It's because she just got found not guilty. So, and it's so funny because he was laughing when I was telling him that, no, I believe, this is what I believe. He's like, oh, that's right. You always believe the official narrative. It's not that I believe the official narrative. It's that just I feel like the evidence proved this. But what happened was she and her boyfriend and a bunch of other people, they're all cops. Not her. She's a financial advisor, but they're all cops. Mm-hmm. They go out drinking. 12 o'clock, they go back to one of the cops' houses. She comes in late with the boyfriend. Like everybody else goes, and then they come in later. Right, so everybody else is inside already. She pulls in the driveway. There's two different versions. One version is she says that her boyfriend, John O'Keefe, gets out of the vehicle and goes in the house. She said, I waited about 10 minutes and I was furious because he was supposed to go in and come right back out. I'm in the car. It's cold. It's 12 o'clock at night. I'm drunk. I'm tired. And I say, fuck this. And I back out of she calls him several times and yells at him. On the phone, it's going to voicemail. She's screaming, what are you doing? I'm out here. It's snowing, by the way. It's a blizzard.
Yeah.
So she finally gets furious. She backs out and drives off. Goes back to his house. She lives with him. She's there for, whatever, an hour or two. So about a couple hours go by. And finally she realizes, like, he's not coming home. What's going on? She's also calling and screaming and hollering. So then she goes back to the cops' house, those houses. Or no, she calls them and says, have you seen him? They're like, no. Did he? Well, what happened? I dropped him off there. They're like, well, we never saw him. So they get into vehicles and go to her house. They then get into her vehicle. They start driving around.
Yeah.
Where is he? It's a fucking blizzard. This is like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. They're driving around. Finally, they go back to the house where she dropped them off. And as they're pulling in, she sees him lying in the front yard and she's like, oh my God, that's him. And she bangs and screams, stop the car, and opens up and runs over. The women that are in the car are looking and they're like, all we saw was like a snow mound, like a little bit of a mound because it's a blizzard. There's lots of snow. And she said, but somehow or another, she recognized it was him, runs over, grabs him, flips him over, starts screaming, oh my God, he's dead. She's trying to warm him up, whatever. They call the police. Police show up. Police get there and they're like, he's been hit by a car. They then get the black box from her vehicle. And what happens is she had pulled up. He gets out of the vehicle. She punches it, puts 80% or something of the gas in reverse, backs up. They're saying she hit him, broke the taillight on the side of the vehicle. She didn't run him over, but he kind of like hit and then kind of rolled down the side of the car, right?
Okay.
Like, hit and it broke the taillight. And then they believe he stood up, stumbled into the middle of the yard, and then collapsed and died.
And froze to death?
Froze to death. Well, he may have froze to death. It's indeterminate how he really died, right? So they put her on trial. And she's saying, that's not what, I'm telling you, he went in the house. Something happened in the house.
When was this? How long ago?
This was in January 29th, 2022. God, I'm fucking.
There's no Ring doorbell footage?
Good. No. And this is a cop's house, by the way. That's weird.
Everybody's got Ring doorbells.
Oh, shit. But it's just up in Massachusetts. So what happens is, I wish I had a timeline when we did this fucking thing.
Yeah, here it is.
Anyway, so what happens is they put her on trial. The first trial is a hung jury. Second trial, she hires a guy by the name of Alan Jackson. Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm doing a better job explaining this to you right now than I did on the podcast. I'll tell you that. So her lawyer is some lawyer out of L.A. named Alan Jackson. I only really remember the name because I like the country music, Alan Jackson. Anyway, this guy was a beast, bro. He tore this little town sheriff's department in fucking half. I mean, he gutted everybody. I wouldn't want to be interviewed by him. I think I was guilty. You started thinking that the cops are guilty. So what happens is he convinces the jury that this guy, that she dropped him off, he went inside the house, even though everybody in the house says this guy never came to the house. Mm-hmm. He went in the house. He gets into a confrontation with another guy. By the way, one of the other police officers that was there, it's actually an ATF agent. she had been texting with this guy months earlier. They're going back and forth where they're having a little flirtatious text thing, right? Like, I think you're hot. Do you think, how long have you thought? Oh, yeah. She's living with this guy, with O'Keefe. She's living with the guy, the boyfriend. This goes on for a month or so. And then there's like a month of it cools off and it never happens. She's also arguing for months and months with O'Keefe. They have a volatile relationship. So he convinces the jury that she dropped him off. He goes in the house. There's a confrontation with the ATF agent and the cop in the basement. They somehow or another, either intentionally or unintentionally, kill him. They know he was in the house, he says, because they had a dog and there are scratch marks like a dog attack on his arm. They believe that the dog got upset during the argument.
Police dog?
Just a German Shepherd. And the dog attacked him. Keep in mind, there's no proof of this. They have doubt. There's some lacerations, but that could have happened when she backs over him.
Yeah.
So then they dragged him out of the house and left his body in the front yard to freeze, and for him to freeze to death or to be found later. Why would you leave the body in your front yard? Anyway, it's so preposterous. So, but that's what they convinced the jury. Jury finds her not guilty. Not guilty. Not only thing she's found guilty of is operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. Because she admits she did that. When they
what
blood
happened to the
test
other
her,
dudes?
Nothing. So here's the problem. And here's how they really what buried him. He gets the text messages from the police officer, the main detective. This guy's not a fan of hers. I mean, he's calling her a fucking bitch. He's calling her a fucking...
Who? The police officer?
The police officer, the detective that is investigating is saying, this fucking skank, she's a fucking bitch. Fuck her. She's going down for this. And then his friends are like, yeah, what about the cop whose house it was found at? He's, oh, don't worry. He's Boston PD. He's good. He won't get it. There won't be any splash on him. He never even talks to the guy. He never even goes in the house. He immediately puts it on her. Not that she's not guilty. I think she is guilty. Then what happens is they prove that the vehicle was towed, and someone goes there, walks around the vehicle. He's at the corner. You can't see it on film, but he's at the corner for a little bit, looking at the broken taillight, and then he leaves. Then they find a piece of broken taillight in the front yard. This is like 8 hours later after everybody's gone through the front yard. Nobody found this, and now this guy comes and finds it. He was also at the vehicle. So there's all these things so I do believe that they planted evidence. They planted evidence. I do believe that they kind of framed her, but you're framing a guilty woman. I think she did it. I think they got into an argument. The guy's walking around the back of the car. She punches it, and she fucking hits him and partially runs him over or spins him down the thing. He hits his head because he's got bashed his head in. He stumbles and falls in the front yard and dies. But I also think that she should have been found not guilty because I believe that they did plant. It's kind of like the OJ thing, right? Like OJ's guilty, but Mark Furman's planting blood evidence. You can't find him guilty. Like, you just tainted the entire case. You have to let him go. You cannot convict someone using planted evidence, even though he's guilty. I don't care that he's guilty. You're planting evidence. So that's what happens with Karen Reed. I think she's guilty, but I also think she should have been found not guilty, even though I think she ran this fucking dude over. But the attorney, Danny, is fucking phenomenal. The guy is so good. So good, bro.
Wow.
He's got 95% of everybody believing that this guy went in the house and they fucking beat him to death and then they framed her. It's amazing. These fucking poor cops are having to read his text messages about this chick. Oh, he's already been fired, by the way. They are as soon as it was over and they lost, they said, you're fired.
Oh,
this guy's sitting there, he's like, well, what did you say next to Officer Johnson? He's like, I said she has a leaky asshole, or a leaky knot is what he says. Apparently she had some kind of medical condition where she's got some kind of issue with her rectum.
Ooh.
So the cop's saying this.
Leaky rectum.
Yeah, she's a real bitch. Plus, she's got no ass. You know, what does she look
maybe she got a colostomy bag or something.
I don't know, but he's bashing the shit out of her. It's like, you're the detective.
All right.
Like, it's horrible. Like, it's a horrible.
I have an expert we're going to call right now.
On who?
On on Ed Gaines and Garth Brooks, and he knows all about the backstory of it. This guy's legit. Trust me.
What's his name?
He's actually a federal judge. Yeah, he
knows the backstory on Garth Brooks.
He knows all about this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Your Honor, Judge Metzger. I'm live on a podcast right now with the guy who wrote a book about Garth Brooks being a serial killer. But I told him this has got to be some MK Ultra. He's got to be some sort of a Manchurian candidate.
Monarch, well, okay. I don't know all the details of Garth Brooks other than it's very plausible to me, but MK Monarch. And if you look up an old country singer named Jim Reeves, who's supposedly dead, he actually faked his death and was the father of J.R. Sweet, an MK Monarch victim.
Oh, shit.
Kathy O'Brien, in her book, talks all about Branson, Missouri. Charlie Pride, this black guy, pops up. He's a country singer, pops up in a bunch of Monarch stories, bunch of psychopaths and serial killers. The CIA got into country music way before rap. They hit country first.
Right.
So the Garth Brooks thing, and Garth Brooks has such a switch, phony fucking character.
Right.
Like, he switches over. When me and Dunnigan were making sketches, because Dunnigan, Tom Segura kind of has the comedy thing cornered on Garth Brooks, so
right.
We didn't end up doing it, but Dunnigan wanted to, because he was picking out all this weird affects coming off of Garth Brooks just for acting sketch purposes.
Yeah.
But I take that shit as like almost definitely Monarch. I mean, he's like a Billy Joel big level country singer, ain't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. I mean, he's the one who's like responsible for turning country into real country into like this pop bullshit.
Well, guess what? Even when it was real country, I mean, there's a few guys. I'm not saying all country singers aren't the real deal. And by the way, a lot of these people are talented. But MK Monarch, the idea was sports heroes, musicians, actors. So my generation, I'm Gen X. I mean, that's where they really monarched out on people. I don't know now it's like such a mass rollout phase, and I believe it's called Gestalt. I think on your show I was calling MK retard, but it's not. It's called Gestalt. I was making up a term because I'm like, clearly they don't have to do what they used to do.
Right.
And I know people this happened to, which I didn't realize until after I looked into this shit.
Right.
And I ain't gonna say who, but I talked to you before about this friend of mine who like has no memories before age 15.
Yeah.
Dad was a criminal and approached, and all of a sudden he's got a lucrative government contract, and then they don't have any memories anymore. So something bad happened, and then he had small station shit. So that's where Garth Brooks, the serial killing thing. That Chris Gaines thing was so bizarre.
Yeah.
And stupid, and like, I don't know. I have no trouble believing that at all. But I have not done a deep dive into Garth Brooks. Mm-hmm. But I still remember. And I could be remembering wrong. Do you remember he had that shirt with the two different colors? And he would sing that song about maybe I'm crazy. I worked at Nobody Beats the Wiz, and they'd play this music video of Garth Brooks. Mm-hmm. And now looking back, that looks like Freemason chessboard shit. Like
oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember that.
Can I ask him?
I mean, there's millions of people that this was done to. Millions. But Monarch... It's called a chosen one if they pick you for it. Mm-hmm. And they went to generational like Satanist families. I'm using it as a catch-all for a lot of dippy cults.
Yeah.
J.R. Sweet, I'm going to get him on my show, but try to get him because he'll get into all this, especially in country music. And when I meet country singers at Rogan's club, I bring that shit up immediately. You know Charlie Pride? He's a devil worshiper. You know Robert Byrd, the senator, the Klan senator that could play the fiddle real good? Hardcore mountain Satanist. That guy was a piece of shit. And he used to brag. He used to brag that he owned Larry Bird. That was like a little joke he had. He goes, "You know why I own Larry Bird? My name's Bird."
I own him.
Obama spoke at his funeral for a former Klansman.
Yeah.
If you ain't figured out by now, they're all in on together, and all the musical acts.
And they all start to unravel at some point, like fucking Britney Spears.
Britney Spears got programmed at Bohemian Grove. And by the way, they kill a real kid in that thing. It's not a wooden boy. I got invited to it, but I didn't like follow through. And I wouldn't have been able to stay for the cremation of care ceremony. Like if you're somebody like me that gets invited, You'll have to leave before then.
Can I ask a question? I want to ask a question.
Because I would never stay for that. I would, and then they sit across the lake or whatever.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people that are present have no idea that they're probably getting some kind of attachment to them from having to sit through that.
Right.
And these people are fucked up. I mean, the Epstein thing should have. This punk ass country let that Epstein thing go. It's really unforgivable. And the fact that everybody went along, not everybody, I didn't. One black guy at the airport yelled about it. A few people keep it up. But everybody else that just let it pass them by, you're giving these devils permission to do way worse. They're sick of hiding what they are. They're going to do the externalization of the hierarchy soon. And they need to get everybody down to the degraded standard they're at. So,
yes.
For example, ignoring a genocide in Gaza after you learned about genocide and Holocaust your whole life.
Yes, exactly.
Holocaust happened. That's why I'm upset about this one.
Right.
Try to explain it to somebody.
I'm done.
The more degraded and immoral we are, the more it justifies a prison. That's why they need to make you immoral. You can't have freedom without some kind of morality. I'm not telling you a religion you got to have. I'm just saying they want immorality because it justifies prison. They want, Gore Vidal said it best, the goal of every society is total control.
Yes.
So all the rock, hippie music and all the country music, all that shit. Why are there only 3 people that make all the beats and background songs? These stupid singers that can't sing, and they fake that shit. You know what I mean? It's like 3 names that do it all. It's like Scooter. What's his name?
Scooter Braun.
Yeah, that guy.
That's the girl that Taylor Swift tried to get her shit back from him or whatever. She sued him or whatever. I think Taylor Swift's a psyop.
Well, of course, but I mean, look. At this point, they've spread what used to be a chosen one thing. And if you think about it, the story of you're the chosen one, very similar to ancient Egypt where the Pharaoh, oh, you're the special one. They dress up like an idiot. It's some inbred that these priests have inbred. There's a hidden priest class doing this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're priests. I'm saying that's the class. And that's why we mimic Egypt and all this stuff. They want to have a front-facing thing where, like Garth Brooks, for example, his front personality would be Garth Brooks. And then, I don't know, Chris Gain wanted to come out and play, I guess.
Yeah, bro. What the fuck is that? Was that his decision? Was that the record label? Apparently, that was just his decision. That was at the peak of his country career. He decided to do that shit.
They all have a handler. I've never been on a porno set, but Duncan has, and he said all the porn stars always have this weird boyfriend / manager, and it's like a handler. A pimp, really. So I don't know who his handler would be, but they always have one. They always have one.
Yeah.
And the names pop up again and again. The one that Britney Spears was under, that chick, I forget her fucking name. I think she got a dude name.
Find out who it was.
Yeah, so that bitch is part of it 100%. They program Britney there. That's why she's like that.
Yeah.
I think them Disney kids are like that.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
psychodrama.
Yes.
Psychodrama is supposed to be therapy, but it's not. It's a thing they do where they're hitting certain psychological archetypes. It's supposed to be in therapy, hit a pillow and you go, you didn't love me or whatever the fuck. But in real life, for example, I said Michael Hoffman on my show, Derber Kerp, and when Kennedy got assassinated, they captured 3 hobos, and those are supposed to represent the shitty, in Freemasonry, the guys that kill Hiram Abiff. They do a play. They do it like a play. And the reason is there's these that's why that 33 comes up all the time.
Yeah.
These are all psychological triggers. And at the end of the day, that's what this high magic ritual shit is. It's massive psychological operations with a play. And that's why, I think Americans focus on the dumbest shit in the world all the time.
Right.
It's not a mistake. Back in the day, if an Epstein file came out, people would have burned down the White House.
Right.
Attack General Washington and shit, right?
Can I ask this guy a question?
They've already degraded us.
My guest has a question for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt. His name's Matt. Here, go ahead.
All right.
Matt Cox. He's a former fraudster.
Oh, Matt Cox. What's up, man? I seen your show. Yeah.
Nice.
You talk about Garth Brooks a lot.
Yeah. So I wrote a book about him. Tom Segura's, who talks about Garth all the time. And I wrote it basically because that Tom Segura kind of came up with this whole thing. So I write this whole book. His producer tells me 100% he will have you on the show. He loves this stuff. As soon as he goes to him and pitches it, he says that Tom told him, we're never going to talk. I cannot have this guy on to talk about it. in fact, we're not going to be talking about Garth anymore. And he
probably got a legal threat.
No, I don't think. I'm saying, I'm asking you is, who do you think would have approached it? Because listen, he's been doing it for 5 years. He's not. This isn't a legal thing. There's no way. He just did.
I have no idea. I do my show with Duncan at his studio, so I could maybe ask him. But I have no idea. That's odd to drop it suddenly, but it sounds scary as shit to me. I don't know.
Right, like who gets to someone like him and goes up to him and said, "Hey, this is enough already." Like people writing books, it's going to get exposed, and then they shut him down. Like that's what I'm thinking. Somebody shuts him down.
If you can't prove shit. And I mean, it's kind of a serious choice. Now, it's very easy for me to believe because of Monarch shit, but I can't prove it.
Yeah.
And if you're big enough and you look like you got money, and somebody will, it could have been something like that. I mean,
yeah, totally.
I don't see why it couldn't have been legal, but I really have no idea. I've never I don't follow Segura. I mean, I got nothing against Segura, but I don't follow his show. I just did his wife's show. It was pretty fun, but I didn't bring it up.
I mean, if Universal Music threatened you with some crazy lawsuit if you ever talk about him again, that I would stop. I wouldn't talk about it.
Because there could be something that the people that handle the stuff at their company might have said, "Don't bring it up again."
Right, I mean, that's possible.
There's any number of people.
5 years. He did a Netflix special on it.
With live comments and shit right now, right?
No, we're not live. It's recording. The crazy thing about it is you can go to every single tour date he's ever been to, every single concert he's ever done, and you can find multiple missing people or people that end up dead that are correlated with that. But here's the thing. There's so many of those cases happening all the time. You could do the same shit with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It's just confirmation bias. But I mean, still, the guy's a fucking weirdo, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was some Monarch.
It'd make a great episode for him.
There's something with
right?
Him that is so insincere and so shallow affect.
Yeah, he's something's odd. He's off.
Say it again?
He's off. He's definitely off. There's something not right with him.
And it's such mass pop music and mass appeal country is such fucking. Oh, dude, Elvis. We think Elvis was a genuine, not a construct. He gets drafted. Watch the fucking Netflix thing about Elvis. He's got the black outfit after he's been gone for a while. And I'm watching famous people. Conan O'Brien's talking about it. Okay, they got all these talking heads. Mm-hmm. So first he gets he shakes his hips like a black too much, so they fucking put him in the middle. That's the story, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's too black. He's shaking around like that. So then I didn't realize at the time there was no war going on. I assumed it was Korea or something, but there wasn't. They would just draft people. He goes to West Germany. Now, West Germany at that time, we had installed a former Nazi to be in charge of it, to fight the commies. The Nazis were still in charge there, the ones we're friends with. And then he meets a general or a colonel's daughter who's 14 or 15 named Priscilla. And meanwhile, that manager that Tom Hanks played, of course, Tom Hanks, that piece of shit, plays the manager. Colonel Parker, who's not in the military, but he's probably Dutch or some crazy shit. Another Nazi on the run. Keeps his career going while he's gone. Never heard of that. That was his handler the whole fucking time.
Jesus.
And if you look at his history, there's somebody who wrote a book about how Elvis, his mother, his mother was some psychic or something. And so they're deep in that country magic bullshit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that, dude. And we already know that the government got way into that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It all overlaps with each other. And there's something fucking weird about Garth Brooks. I swear to God, that guy's got to be some sort of an MK Ultra Manchurian candidate.
Yeah, I'll send you the book. You got to do an episode on it.
Oh, well, yeah, dude. Where are you at, though, in Florida? Matt, where do you live?
He's an hour away from me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Wesley Chapel, basically just north of Tampa.
Oh, right, okay. My girl's from Jacksonville. But anyway, I do. We could do Joe with Curb on anytime on Zoom or on StreamYard, and then I do the other one with Duncan. The last one with Duncan, dude, that chick, Deborah Jaffe, I had call in.
Yeah.
Her dad's one of the first. Samuel Jaffe is a ABC reporter. She just came on the show. Now, we have a joke show, the one me and Duncan do, but I'll sneak in real shit as much as I can to fucking press, And so she was talking, and it's if you know any rich kids talking about famous people that you grew up around, it's talking. I mean, she's shitty. She was cool, but she had so much to tell about Mockingbird, and basically her dad had been in Korea. He'd been traumatized. The reason we have this trauma-based mind control is because the British, after World War I, at that Tavistock, it was called something else, they noticed that with trauma you can control people. You can make behavioral modification. Those hearings right now, that's what they're talking about, behavioral modification.
Yep.
All those poor chumps the FBI is stitching up. Every one of those fucking nerd patsies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's fucking sad. The J6 bomber, some autistic black kid that would walk around with a mug, like real sad shit.
Yeah.
And Thomas Crooks, his parents, haven't heard much from them, have you? They're behavioral modification therapists. Whenever you hear that around a lone nut shooter, you know that was a good old CIA.
Yeah.
So James Holmes, the Joker killer from Aurora, Illinois, he had a therapist. He was a brilliant neuroscience student. When they found him, he was doing the thing from Taxi Driver, you know, where he's like, but he had a gun. He's going click, 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 trying, and there's no bullets left. He's
yeah.
The trigger.
Yeah.
They call it omegaing. The streets of the homeless. There's a bunch of homeless that this happened to. I would say there's like, dude, a conservative estimate, you probably 50 million people or so have been put through that shit, and you'll never know till they pop off.
Right.
It's like that scary, dude.
Yeah, they're just like sleeper cells, just ticking time bombs.
Russ Dizdar, who was like a heavy Bible beater, but very useful information because he was one of these people working with them. Because remember the Satanic Panic?
Mm-hmm.
That's cover for the shit they were doing.
Right.
Panic, after Operation Phoenix in Vietnam, where they had serial killers murder people, those people came back. And then all of a sudden we had a serial killer wave. Remember that?
Yeah.
So the 70s and 80s. And Manson's a wind-up toy. If you watch Danny Trejo talk, well, you showed on your show, Danny Trejo talked about how you could hypnotize them and feel high on heroin.
Right. Right. Yep.
Yeah. Good for you, man.
It's sick, man.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. All right, bro.
Probably take a year.
That was perfect.
You guys are moving, I'll move.
I will. Thanks, Kurt. Later, bro.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna show up here one day. I'm just gonna be like, yeah.
Kurt knows it all, bro.
This guy he's a comedian, right?
Oh yeah, he was one of the writers for the Chappelle Show.
Oh, yeah, he's on it.
Mm-hmm. But that shit's got to be real.
This almost looks like makeup.
What does?
The old guy, the old black guy.
Oh,
he almost looks like a wig.
Yeah. Well, he was talking about that Joker, the Joker killer.
Oh God, did
you know about that?
Well, I don't know much. I watched there's a guy a psychologist who does psychological profiles on people.
Yes, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And he did one on him, and bro, it came out of nowhere. He does the whole thing. He's like. He's not talking about this. He's not. I mean, it's just literal. And he's seeing a psychiatrist. The whole thing, and just one day. But he's slowly doing this, putting things together, and then one day, boom, he walks in full fucking SWAT gear and everything with the fucking and with the puts on the mask and everything, just starts killing people. Mm-hmm. And then after he does that, in the middle of the Joker,
pull up the Joker killer,
and then he's gotten in SWAT gear. He's basically almost walks out. He almost gets out of the building because they think he's a SWAT, like he's one of the officers.
Right.
It's amazing.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, nobody saw it coming. It's not like you could look back and say, look, somebody should have seen this. This guy's been doing crazy shit for a while now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're just now doing these new hearings in front of Congress the last few days on the MK Ultra stuff. Have you seen any of that?
No.
So they got Tom O'Neill, who's the guy who wrote this Chaos book. So Tom O'Neill, started writing an article for a publication that he was a journalist for in the 90s. I think it was 95, 96, whatever. He was doing like a 30-year, 50-year, I forget how many years it was, anniversary on the Manson murders. And he was just commissioned to work on it, and he started doing it. And he started learning so much and meeting so many people. He's like, oh my God. He's like, I never expected to find this. He's like, I need an extension because this story is way deeper than I thought it was. And he kept doing that, and it was like became a couple years. It went so far to where the fucking company he worked for was like, we're not paying for this anymore. You've been doing this for way too long.
Right.
So they fired him. He kept all the research that he was doing, took it away from the company, had a lawsuit with the fucking publication that he was working for. Bankrupted himself fighting that lawsuit and kept working on that story, pulling on the threads for 10 years, and he ended up writing a book on it. He found out all the people that were connected to Charles Manson, the parole officer. This dude was like, literally getting let out of prison every single time. He would commit federal crimes. He'd be on parole. He'd be crossing state lines, stealing cars, getting let out of prison, going into prison, and then getting let out when his probation officer should have kept him in.
No, this is when they dosed.
This is the Joker
I'm not
killer.
talking about this guy. No, I'm talking about the guy that went into it was the Joker movie.
Oh.
No. This guy is Wade Wilson. No. This is the Joker movie. The guy walks in. This guy.
James Holmes.
Yeah.
He walked into the movie.
Yeah, in full like SWAT gear and starts shooting people. And then he's got a gas mask and everything that he puts on and tries to walk right out. And does really kind of walk right. Look at him. He was insane.
Yeah, totally nuts.
But nobody ever sees it coming. As much as odd as he was.
Find some reporting on him.
Like, it's not like he talked to anybody about it. He just put the whole thing together and just did it one day. Mm-hmm. How many people did he kill? Is it 5 or 10, something like that?
Shot 12 people, wounded 70.
God.
Oh, he was. But
so
he
killed 12 people and wounded 7. That's not him, is it?
Yeah.
That's
wow, he looks so different now.
Completely dressed in like SWAT gear, right? Like a police officer. So you thought he was so everybody thought. They're kind of screaming and running, and even the cops, when they show up and everything, they think he's a police officer initially. Mm-hmm. Then they realize like something's wrong, like the gear doesn't quite match up, and they're like, "Oh, this might be a suspect."
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the guy I watched. The other guy was just a piece of shit. The guy with the Joker tattoos and everything.
Yeah. But look at that guy. Look at his eyes, dude.
That guy didn't even look dangerous. He looks like just a weirdo. Mm-hmm. You know who also was dosed.
The weirdos are the most dangerous ones.
They are. The quiet guy in the corner.
Yeah.
The guy.
That's what America is now, by the way.
The guy that was dosed, and the Unabomber. Ted Kaczynski. He was fucking same thing. I don't know if it was MK Ultra. People say
he was part of it. Yeah,
but it was
confirmed. I think he was part of that.
They put him through. They put him and a bunch of people in. I don't know if it was MIT or where it was that he was a student, but they put him through all kinds of psychological hell. And I know, were they dosing him with LSD, and was he a part of MK Ultra? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. He was. Look it up. Type in Ted Kaczynski Unabomber Harvard research.
Listen, wait till Pete comes on.
Yeah, so the researcher between 59 and 62, the 16-year-old Kaczynski and other Harvard undergraduates were subject to unethical experiments led by psychology professor Henry Murray. What kind of tests were done on him? Designed to test emotional responses to extreme stress and psychological duress. The tests involved aggressive interrogation. Students were subject to severe verbal abuse and had their personal beliefs intensely dismantled in an effort to break their egos. MK Ultra connection. Murray's experiments were allegedly funded by or closely aligned with CIA's MK Ultra program, which sought to develop methods of mind control and chemical interrogation. While many documents were destroyed most of the worst documents were destroyed. We only have a few left. By the CIA in the 73, by Richard Helms during surviving records point to heavily overlapping methodology. Yeah. The CIA was doing all kinds of shit, throwing shit at the wall with drugs and people and unwitting civilians, and lots of fucking innocent people died because of it. And a lot of the biggest cases, the stuff was right there happening behind the scenes.
So you know who Luigi Mangione is. Mm-hmm. Pete's writing a book right now about it. Fucking, he's got a take on it that's so amazing.
What's his take?
Oh God, first of all, I didn't know half the shit he knows. Like he's got it. He's really laid it out. But basically, his take is, I don't know if he wants me to say, but
let's give him a tease.
Yeah, it's basically a vague. Not vague. Do you know what an auditor is?
Like a tax auditor?
No. Like it's the auditor movement.
Movement.
So what people most connect it to is these guys that they put on body cameras and everything, and they'll go into like a government building and just kind of hang out there. And then some employee comes and says, "What are you doing here?" And they ask them to leave, and they're like, "I don't have to leave." What's your name? Well, I don't have to give you my name. And then they'll call the cops, and the cops will show up, and they'll be like, "What are you doing here?" There's so many of them at this point that the cops already know. They show up and they tell them to leave, and then they they're like, I don't have to leave. It's a government building. You can't ask me to leave. I don't have to identify myself, and I don't have to tell you why I'm here.
All right, so the First Amendment auditing is a primarily American, of course, social movement that involves photographing or filming in a publicly funded space. It is often categorized by its practitioners, known as auditors, as activism and citizen journalism to test constitutional rights.
Right.
Yep.
So this is the most common theory, or most common known.
But they're just being assholes, right? And they're
kind of, but it's also pushing it's like a guy walking around with a gun, and the cops pull up and say, "What do you got that gun?" I'm allowed to have the gun. And then you realize, like, remember the guy, the fisherman with the armed fisherman?
Oh yes.
They pull up, but the truth is, I'm allowed to have it. And you should know it.
But he'd be walking around with like a fucking AK-47.
Admittedly, and he's allowed to have it. So
he's trolling. He's trolling and he's getting views.
He is, but he's not doing what he's doing is not illegal.
Of course not.
So so when these people get upset about it, it's like, okay, but it's not illegal. Like, stop. Like, the cops should know better. You should know. I'm allowed to go in the post office and hang out if I want. And video
stress
people.
Testing the law enforcement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not. What bothers me is when they're assholes. Like, you can tell the cop what your name is.
But the fisherman guy was not an asshole.
No, he's always very polite.
Very respectable, polite.
Correct.
He's like, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's like, I know the laws. I know where I'm,
Try to get him on my podcast, by the way. I've reached out. I mean, we've sent emails and everything.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we tried to contact him too. He's in Florida, I think, right?
That's what I'm saying. So why not have him on?
Find out. Look at the armed fisherman. Find out where he lives. See if he's still active.
So
auditing. Tell me about this auditing.
So the larger picture of auditors are guys that, and by the way, typically, maybe not the numbskulls that are doing this shit, but the larger form is that these are people that are they believe that the system's so broken you have to do a reset. And the way to reset the system is you can't do it by going through the government. What you really need to do is take out the people at the top. And that will reset the people that are making the major decisions that are destroying America or whatever. Are these CEOs?
Yeah.
This is what Pete's found. There are so many. Luigi's not the first one. There's tons of. He's got like 10 or 12 examples. So many that the FBI has actually got a group, or they've actually got a unit put together that studies these things, that are actually taking it seriously and tracking these people, because so many of them are setting warehouses on fire or killing they caught a guy outside the house of a CEO where he was going in to kill. Did you know Luigi had a list of like a dozen people, CEOs, that he was going to kill?
No.
Oh, bro, it's insane. Luigi was.
Can you find this?
Yeah, it's amazing. So he's got this whole explanation. By the way, these guys are all brilliant. Like, Luigi's a fucking genius.
Oh, he seems very intelligent. Yeah.
All these guys are super intelligent. And one of them, what they believe is, I think they call him the Alpha, is where it kind of one of the main ones that started this movement, Ted Kaczynski. The correlation between Kaczynski and fucking Luigi, bro, it's so insane the way Pete's put this thing together. When he come, like, he's going to come and do the podcast. When he does it, it'll blow your mind. He'll lay it out in such a way you're going to just be like, holy shit, this is fucking. Not only that, it's a movement, and it's a dangerous movement. Like, it's a reset for the country. This idiot just happened to fucking pull his mask down like a jackass to flirt with some girl, and he got himself caught. Otherwise, I think we'd probably be looking at 8 or 10 fucking CEOs that got murdered before all these FBI guys come in and start protecting him. He can't get to him anymore. But I mean, that's the kind of thing. And Pete has the actual moment when he became, I forget what he calls it, like where he became aware. He's got a whole thing
where he became aware,
like aware that this is a problem that has to be fixed, and this is the only way to fix it. So
is
an
this
awakening?
Is this like an organized cult or an
no,
organized
they don't
group?
necessarily have to know everybody, but if you look into them, they all have the same. No, they're not communicating necessarily.
Because he seemed like a very, if you look at his photos, he was like traveling, surfing. He had a really bad back issue
in Thailand.
Mom,
I want to explain exactly what happened, but the Thailand thing is an issue.
What was the Thailand thing?
I'll tell you after. Come on, Pete's already going to be irritated. I said too much.
That's okay. Just tell
No,
me.
it's not.
People are.
No.
Just tell me the Thailand.
No, I love Pete. I don't want to upset him.
This is only going to help Pete.
It's not going to help him.
Oh, really? He's not going to talk about this?
He is going to talk about it, but he needs his book to be. He wants his book to be out.
I see.
We're helping Pete. Pete's going to be amazing.
Got it.
Pete's book is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It is. You're going to listen. He's going to sit down with you. You're going to go, this is fuck. And listen,
So there's a connection with Thailand and Luigi.
No, he was in Thailand. I'm saying that there's
Luigi
a whole thing.
was.
Yeah, Luigi was in Thailand. He was traveling all over the place. But yeah,
Right.
You know, Boziak just got his visa in Thailand.
No.
Yeah, he's going back from Cambodia. He's going back to Thailand. He got a 5-year visa. Got approved. He's thrilled.
Oh wow. He's like dating some little shemale out there, right?
No, she'll be gone. He'll get a new one in Thailand. They're interchangeable. Apparently,
Right, right.
You pick them up for 2 months, and then you just get a new one.
Right.
As soon as they get attached and they start getting crazy,
What did you find about his list of CEOs, Steve?
I can't seem to find the actual list, but
Let's see what you Google searched.
But he did have a list, correct?
He did have a list. I think they didn't post it because of obvious reasons.
Of course.
Okay, what does this say? New York police warned the U.S. health executives of a heightened risk of their lives after identifying an online hit list posted in the wake of the last week's assassination of the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
Listen, there's more and more of these guys all the time. All the time.
Whatever happened with Luigi?
He's about to go to trial.
I thought he was going to trial a while ago.
No. So there's a federal case there's a federal and a state case. So the federal case, they were trying, in order for them to give him the death penalty on the federal case, they had to prove that stalking, and apparently they couldn't prove that he was stalking. Now, how they couldn't convince a jury or a judge that this guy was stalking the CEO. He knew where he was, where he lived, where he was going to be. He was stalking. It may have been cyber stalking, but he did know where he was going to be. Stalked him, waited for him when he walked out, killed him.
How hard is it to find? He knows where he works.
But he wasn't even there. He was at a convention.
Oh, that wasn't in front of the United Healthcare building?
No, no, I don't think so. No.
I thought it was.
Where was it? I think it was the bean counter. That's the way Luigi puts it. He's at the bean counter, whatever. They were having a meeting, and so he knew he would be there because he was going to speak at the meeting. Was it at United Healthcare's office? I don't know. But
he was walking into United Health Group investor conference.
Okay, yeah, conference. So it was a conference. I don't think it was the building. So it was a conference where they all pat themselves on the back about how much money they'd made. Yeah. So I think he was staying at a hotel, and he kind of knew he was at the hotel. And when he waited for him to come out, and then he saw him and he kills him. But he knew where he was. He wanted him. That's stalking. Either way, for some reason they couldn't give him the federal death penalty. But keep in mind, Pete went through the same thing. They wanted to give Pete the federal death penalty.
Really?
Pete also knew Kaczynski, by the way. He was in
the
block. Bro, you can't even believe this book's going to be so fucking amazing.
He met Kaczynski?
No, not only met him, he talked with him every day for months and months. Pete was the orderly on the federal death row in he could tell you there were multiple guys on death row at the time. And he would go there and he'd bring the books.
Pete Rossini.
Yeah. He'd bring him books. He'd talk to him. There were only like shitty books, like from like James Patterson and shit. And the guy, and so he gave him books that Pete had, like philosophy books, and would give them to him because he didn't want to read any of the other books. And he was like, so he'd give him the books on theories, on things. He'd be like, oh, this is a great book. And thank you so much. And they had conversations and everything. Because Pete was on death. Remember, Pete went through the whole process also. Mueller wanted to give him.
Pete was on death row. I remember now because Pete hit a body in a dumpster or something, right?
Yeah, 2. But Mueller, Mueller wanted to give him the death penalty, but they couldn't prove whatever the criteria is. He didn't meet it, so they took him off. But in the same, either way, he was still in that unit, so they made him an orderly, and so he took care of the guys that were on death row. He's like, he never left the fucking cell. I would walk, I'd get him, you get him stuff, right? Like, hey man, do you have any books? Sure. He's go get the book cart and go, what kind of, here's the books, and they'd give them to him. He didn't like any of the books.
Dude, the Ted Kaczynski, his childhood was just, it's so tragic what happened to him. Like, so when he was born, something happened to him where he was like sick or something when he was born. And for like the first year of his life, he was in the hospital and never saw his parents. Was
Really?
never around his mother or anything like that. He didn't have any sort of motherly or fatherly figure. Like imagine that, like the first year of your life, having zero connection to a parent or to your mother.
Why?
Like what does that do?
What was the issue?
Find that out. Find out what happened in the first year of Ted Kaczynski's life, where he was in the hospital.
He was definitely a strange guy.
Yeah. I think that was a huge part of it though, because I feel like there's some really important wiring that happens to you when in the first year, few months to a year of your life when you're a baby, when you develop that attachment to, your mother specifically.
Right.
What do you got, Steve? Okay, at approximately 9 months old, he was hospitalized for several weeks due to a severe allergic reaction covering his body during hospitalization. He was held in strict isolation with minimal contact with his parents. His parents were only permitted to visit him for a few hours every other day. His mother, Wanda, described that he would scream and reach out for her as the nurses pushed her out of the room. Upon returning home, his parents observed that he had completely shut down, became detached and emotionally withdrawn, and for a time refusing to make eye contact or smile. So it doesn't sound like it was as dramatic as I made it sound.
Sounds pretty dramatic.
Well, I thought it was like the first entire year of his life. But this says, how long was it? And it was only at 9 months old they put him in the hospital? I thought it was from birth for like the first 9 months.
I get stuff wrong all the time.
Can you scroll up? Approximately 9 months old, he was hospitalized. Okay. Yeah. Well, anyways, that had a huge part of it, I'm sure. And then when you add the fucking Harvard MK Ultra tests on him at 16 years old.
Yeah, 16. Who the fuck? Like this
that
guy,
doesn't
how
make-
brilliant is this guy? He's at Harvard at 16 years
That doesn't
old.
make things any better.
No. Well, I mean, it obviously had some.
So does Pete think that Mangione had any sort of like MK Ultra brainwashing shit happen to him?
I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not talking to you anymore about this. You already got too much out of it.
I'm very interested now.
Well,
I want to
understand.
know.
You got to talk to Pete, but we got to wait for Pete. He's gonna do your show.
When's
first.
he gonna finish this damn book?
Nobody's listen. I agree. He's working on it.
So he was on death row.
Yeah, federal, not even state. They had just.
I remember
made it.
back in the day, me and you did a whole podcast on this. I think we did 2 episodes on this whole story. This was a huge story.
Yeah, he's got.
This was the whole Mueller investigation and the drugs.
Yep. Yeah, wrote a whole book on it.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
we did a ton of podcasts back in the day.
I know.
in that original studio.
Yeah. Till I got old. People don't like me anymore. You moved into a whole new realm.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I don't know that Garth Brooks thing. That's just too fucking weird, man. I feel like there's going to be some sort of thing that gets declassified about him in the future, in our lifetime. We're going to learn.
He's being sued right now by his hairdresser for
He has
raping her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Like a year and a half ago. You know, punch it up, pull it up.
Hairdresser, huh? He groped her.
Yeah. What is
Former
it?
hairdresser, makeup artist, stylist for Garth Brooks, and Tisha Yearwood, identified in court documents as Deborah Wingo.
2024.
Great name. Filed a civil lawsuit against him in 2024, accusing him of sexual assault and battery. Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, she got super graphic.
This guy's a fucking demon, dude.
Well, it's just an accusation. We don't know if it's true. It's probably a money grab. That's what he's saying. That she's just wants money, which is probably true. She says she has text messages and all kinds of stuff, but who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much weird
I
shit.
wonder why it hasn't been settled yet. Like, or is he going to go to trial? He'll go to trial. By the way, he'll go to trial. He's been sued multiple times by people saying he ripped him off or he did this or did that. He goes to trial. Like if you sue him, he wants you to know.
Yeah.
You're going to trial. We're not settling. You're going to
Right.
trial.
Right.
So
Yeah, there is something, Kurt's right. There is something super disingenuous about him. Where
Yeah.
He seems like a constructed character.
He's-
you know?
he's
Even
a-
the Garth Brooks, not just the Chris Gaines thing, but the whole Garth Brooks thing seems concocted.
yeah, in general, he's an odd guy. He's one of those guys that everybody else in the room laughs at something and then he realizes they're laughing and then he goes, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
Like it's
Psychopath.
It's super phony.
Like Dexter.
Yeah, it's super phony.
Like Dexter.
yeah.
where you're just trying to fit in, you're trying to fake
Right.
being a real human being with empathy and emotions and normal emotions.
Something's not right.
No, it makes sense. Like he has the demeanor and psychopathy to for sure be a serial killer.
You know what's funny?
Especially an Operation Monarch serial killer.
Is that Segura has mentioned the book twice on two. He went on
Your book?
Yeah, on other podcasts. Like I think he went on Flagrant and mentioned it. And then he went on another program, same thing. He mentions the book again. He's like, well, so they bring up Garth. He goes, well, a guy wrote a book. I think he's trying to deflect everything onto me now.
Yeah.
He's like, well,
he's trying to make you the guy.
Yeah. He's like, this guy wrote a fucking book about it. Are you serious? He goes, yeah. This guy, Matt Cox. And then the other guy goes, oh, yeah. That's what's funny is he's like, oh, yeah. I know this guy. He's like he was in prison or something, right? And they're like, yeah. And then they show the book and he talks for a couple of minutes. He talked about it once on Flagrant. And the other one he talked about it was Two Bears. Yeah, he has another podcast.
Yeah, One Cave, something.
Yeah, Two Bears, One Cave. So they talked about it also. But they mentioned it a couple times. Didn't help with book sales, I'll tell you that. But either way.
Yeah.
It was funny. So he's very aware.
Yeah.
He's just not gonna help me out.
I wonder if Garth Brooks is a Scientologist. I would not be surprised. There's so many big stars like that and celebrities.
You find out that they're
Is he a Scientologist? Do you know, Steve?
No, but I agree with you.
But doesn't he fit the MO of like the people
you're
that
pretty close, aren't you, to Scientology?
we're very close. We have an Scientology
in
auditing
physical
thing.
proximity, not like
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I don't talk about Scientology on this
No.
podcast. I don't say anything negative about Scientology. Scientology is wonderful. Scientology is all the top remote viewers from the CIA were Scientologists.
Andrew Smith
I got a visit
Levy.
from the Scientology. Smith Levin.
Yeah, they threw him in jail recently.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw. You know what? He texted me like 2 days ago. I haven't read it yet. It got buried
2 days ago.
No, I get so many
Oh, I
fucking
do
messages
too.
every
It's
day.
insane.
Especially when I'm doing podcasts, I'll have like 30 fucking messages
Yeah.
from people, and I'll be like, okay, it's in the back of my mind. I got to respond to them. I'll respond to them by the end of the week, but it's
I
a
respond
lot.
to some. It's funny how many, if I start scrolling looking for somebody and I realize like, Jesus, there's a bunch I haven't.
know that happens to me every fucking all the time.
It's like there's, I should have responded. This is a week ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So
Yeah, me and Steve were just talking. Every time me and Steve talk, we're like, hey, what happened? We should reach out. We should have this guest back on. I'm like, oh, you're right. Let me call him up. I go to our text. I have like 4 missed texts from him.
we did that like 2 days ago.
From like days ago. I feel like such a piece of shit when that happens.
I know.
But it's
people,
hard.
It is hard. People are like, well, I texted you. I understand, but bro, you have no. In a week, I get 100 and some odd texts. I mean,
Yeah.
every one of them requires attention. I can't do it. Plus, like I said, I've got 10 projects going on.
Yeah, exactly.
So
My only other project is I'm gonna start fishing a lot.
fishing.
Yeah. I'm gonna
I
start
ain't
doing a lot.
time to
I'm gonna start
fish.
doing a lot more fishing. I might retire the podcast to just be a fisherman. I'm just gonna go
You
fishing.
know who says he's going to retire his podcast all the time? Johnny Mitchell. He's always like, I think I'm done. I'm like, what are you fucking doing? You got 1.5 million subscribers. What are you talking about? You're done. He's like, first of all, he goes, my fans hate me. And I'm like, what?
Why do they hate him?
They just hate him.
My fans, my listeners hate you.
Dude, I'm sure.
Remember
they used
the last podcast?
They used to love me and hate him.
Yeah, it's on a 180 now.
That's right.
They like me more now.
That's upsetting.
That's because you're just like you're a narrative follower. You believe the
I
government.
believe everything they say. Yeah.
You eat from the government trough. That's
Oh
why.
my God.
You gotta wake up, bro.
So Johnny Mitchell says that all the time. Almost like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you gonna do? And what he wants to do is he's moving back to L.A. He's like, I want to move back to L.A. and I want to start doing comedy. And I'm like,
That's cool.
if whether he's gonna move or not, or just stay in Austin. I think we talked about him staying in Austin and just doing comedy out there, but he had to be out there all the time. Apparently, it's a big. I've always felt like you.
I wonder. I don't know much about. I know it's obviously opened up a lot more since COVID, but I know it was like everyone was like leaving LA during COVID. All the comedians were leaving there
Right.
and going to different places like New York and not so much New York, but Texas and
I thought a ton of
the
them
comedy scene in Florida has blown up since COVID. Like the Side Splitters place.
Yeah.
They're always getting really big comics there, all the time.
No, I mean I'm going tonight.
I know you are. That place is awesome.
You know where I just came back from? CrimeCon.
What the fuck's that?
CrimeCon?
Is that in Vegas?
It was in Vegas, but they have it in Orlando. They have it they have like 2 a year. I think they have 2 a year maybe one a year, but a couple a year. And it's like a CrimeCon, but it's CrimeCon. And so you go there and, it's okay. It's not great. Like for me, it's not great. What it is it's a bunch of 45-year-old women that have started podcasts on true crime and a bunch of people that have organizations where they're looking for somebody. And it's a bunch of people and it's a bunch of retired detectives that wrote a book. And there's no criminals. Like if I go and say, hey, I want a booth, and they look into me, they'll be like, and by the way, I only know this because we've done it multiple times. And if you go there's nobody has a booth that was a former criminal. None. They keep all, and if you go
those things are all money grabs. Those things,
absolutely. Yeah. And if you go up and you talk to some women, you're like, oh, so you talk about serial killers? They're like, yes, but we don't glorify them. We talk a lot about the victims. And it's just like, okay, calm the fuck down. Like, and it's like, I get it, but you're talking about Dahmer.
Why do fucking women have this obsession with like
90% of CrimeCon? 90% were women.
Oh yeah,
90.
I mean, you can see it in the image.
Yeah, look at this. Look at all the purple hair and the green hairs and yeah. And listen, I'd say 50% of those women.
Any good-looking women, or are they all just like middle-aged?
They're like lesbians. Like 50% of them are lesbians.
Really?
Yeah, that's how the 10% are dragging their boyfriends there. That's the way you only get 10%. You can see the guys walking around like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And honestly, it would take you all of a day to really experience everything, and they'd have it for like 4 days. Like I get it, you're trying to milk people for $450, but come on.
Yeah.
And then I've applied. We've applied 3 different times. Not one time have I ever been chosen or even had a response from them. Like we're checking out the different podcasts.
You're white collar. They want like serial killers.
No, they don't want serial. They want people to talk about them. What they don't want is somebody who has a criminal record.
Zoom in on that front row. That woman in the green shirt.
That's as far as it goes.
Oh God damn it!
Serious?
No, I can do
trash.
it. I can do it.
Yeah, come
technology
on.
these days.
There we go.
Oh yeah,
punching
that's it. Right
even
there.
harder. Look at those first 2 ladies. The three in the center. That's the
whole
face
row.
of CrimeCon.
That is. Or the woman in the second row.
Look at
with
the woman
tats.
on the far left in the green with her hands up praying.
Yeah, look at the one in the right with the tats. See the tats? There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
Purple lipstick.
What is that?
Yeah, it's rough. Look, it's all women and 1 old man. 2 old men. I see 2 old. Literally 90% women. It was insanity.
Yeah. Weird.
So what happens is you're walking around and you're looking at the booths. And
These
it's like,
people are all just looking for some sort of
it's like
purpose.
45-year-old women that are running a podcast, and you look them up and you're like, this person has 150 subscribers, or this person has 1,100 subscribers. Like, how are you here? I put in a request. And I'm saying I'll pay for my booth.
You would think it would help them if you were on there, right?
Right, 1.1 million subscribers, and you can't return an email. And it's not one. We've done it 3 times. I can't get a fuck off. You won't even say fuck off.
That's wild.
It's insanity. So Colby did it 3 times. I've done it once. Jess has done it once. So it's really 5 times we've made requests. Nothing. Now, the first time I went, you know what we did? We sent in an email and said that I was a writer for Inside True Crime Magazine, and we wanted to write an article. We'd like to know if they could provide us with 2 free tickets, and they gave us 2 free tickets. They responded, though, with the request for and listen, it's 100% because
bless you.
It's 100% because we have there's no criminals. If you go through the whole thing, there's not one person there that's a criminal. They talk about criminals.
Maybe they don't like your Trump watch.
It's not me. It's anybody. If any criminal were to go to them and say, I want a booth, they'd say no. My offer was, hey, you have guest speakers. I'd be willing to be a guest speaker.
Yeah.
Didn't even respond. They look you up and they're like, oh no, this guy's we're not going to, oh no. Yeah. So whoever's running it is just fucking doing a horrible job. Like they're really missing the boat.
You should start your own crime conference.
That's what I'm saying. There needs to be an alternative.
You got to find a way. I'm sure you can figure out a way to
I already talked to a
that
guy.
Shit.
He's working on it
there
right
you
now.
go. I know.
He wants to call it. He's calling it verdict.
Turn into an MLM. You could partner up with Patrick Bet Value.
Not doing an MLM. But yeah, it's there should be an alternative where you have nothing but criminals. All guys with podcasts that have criminals.
Yeah.
All guys that have written. You get all the. Telling you that's where it's at.
Oh yeah, you could put up a fucking great lineup on a crime conference.
I
like
know.
that with all the people you've written
my
about.
God,
You
right?
get the Emperor to be the headliner.
Well, you could have Ian Bick, you could have Johnny Mitchell, you could have JD DeLay, you could have all these guys come in and
Yeah.
do. Some of these guys could even do speaking engagement. They could speak. They could. Yeah, you could have guys that run classes on how to turn your shitty 400 subscriber shitty YouTube channel. Where you the 245-year-old women that are doing YouTube, how to turn it into an actual podcast that does well.
We gotta stop encouraging podcasts. We need less podcasts.
Well, I mean, I think it's so hard. You realize that 90% of people that start a podcast don't make it past their second or third episode, and now the remaining 90% don't make it past. I think it's 10 episodes.
Why? Why do you think that is?
They lose. I think that they all think I'm going to put out an episode. They don't realize the cost involved, right? Because they can't do it themselves, so they hire someone. And they realize, okay, well, it's $400 an episode for an hour episode. They do the episode, they upload it, and they think it's going to blow up, and it gets 45 views. And then they do another one, and they go, okay, well, we can't keep this up, and they stop. They don't really think it through. And then some people go, oh, no, I'm all in, and they do 10 episodes, and then they go, yeah, I'm done. I mean, it's been 10 episodes. It's been 2 months. I'm doing this every month. And they don't realize that's what YouTube does. It wears you down over the course of
But there's
years.
also people who I know people who started podcasts like 2 years ago and are now bigger than my podcast, at least on YouTube.
Well, that's
Whatever
happened to Matt Bell?
Oh, he's still around.
Oh no, I saw. I pulled up his podcast the other day.
Yeah.
I suggested somebody to him.
Oh yeah, he's still doing his stuff. He's down in Sarasota.
Yeah,
doing his podcast.
Have you seen him? Have you seen him though?
No, I don't see him in person.
No. Have you seen him on the podcast?
No. Why?
He got a new haircut. He got a very cool haircut.
Oh, really?
Not the old haircut. And he's jacked.
Oh,
he's
wow.
definitely on TRT.
Oh, wow.
You
Look
gotta
at him. Good for him.
Yeah, you got to look at him.
Good. I'm glad he's doing a glow up.
Yeah.
As one does. That's what you're supposed to do. Get jacked, get a goatee, and what else did he do? What do you get, a mohawk?
Oh, he's got kind of like a cool haircut, like a cool,
that's cool.
Stylish haircut. Where before he
Good
had,
for him. Matt Bell. I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's collecting all those ancient vases. You know that?
Look at the haircut.
Did you see his vases? Oh, he added a goatee to his logo. Or was that always there?
No, well, look, he's got a goatee on him too.
Yeah,
Is
right. But
there another
did he
picture of
also
him?
add the goatee to the logo? Did he used to have the
maybe.
goatee on the logo? I don't know if I remember that. Yeah, he's got a great show. He has a lot. We've gotten a bunch of our guests from his show.
Yeah. Nah, bro. Look,
Wow, he
he's
looks totally different.
No, and
He
that's
looks the
not
same.
even. No, look, there's another. That's not that can't be a new one. I saw him. There's photos of
4 hours ago.
Go to images.
Images. Matt Bell images? Like Google images?
No, don't you have it? It'll be like there's images. You can click on images. I don't know where. Oh, you're in YouTube. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. I'm sorry. I thought you were in Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to Google and click images, there might be great images of him. But he's
It's
like
funny how many
clearly
people.
working.
It's funny how many people in the whole archaeology
Right.
space are like they bicker about what the truth is about archaeology and about like the history of humanity and ancient civilizations. It's like it's so funny because the whole point of I had someone on here recently. I think it was Heather Lynn was explaining to me that like
Yeah, right there. That's the one. That's it.
oh, it's his new haircut. Oh, it's a wild haircut.
But I'm saying he's jacked. That's a bad haircut.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has. I saw some picture of him.
Good for him.
Where he's got like a cool haircut.
He started
He's all
working
jacked
out.
up and
That's awesome, man. I love to see it.
the guys with the. I know
People love to fight, and he has debates on this on his show. On people that like to debate on like what the truth is about the pyramids or like these ancient vases and stuff that they studied. He has like all those granite vases that he paid a lot of money for on the black market, or not the black market, in the antiquities market. But like one of the funny things about archaeology is it's not like a hard science. It's like a soft science, right? Because it's like all archaeology. It's based on stories, and it relies on so much human storytelling to explain it, right? It's not like it's kind of like psychology. It's a soft science. It's not like a strictly hard science that you can measure and weigh and test and stuff like that. A lot of it depends on like previous narratives and like
subject to interpretation.
It's all subject to interpretation. And that's why, you know, I mean, people fight about regular hard science as well, but that's why there's such like a crazy disparity in personalities and belief systems around archaeology, because people can be corrupted by what they believe, because like some of it'll tie like to their religion or to their culture or to whatever they learned in school, or you know.
Okay. So I interviewed. Did you interview Elizabeth Carson?
Is that Billy Carson's wife?
Yeah.
No.
Ex-wife.
No.
Ex-wife.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Bro, 234.
You had her on?
1,000 views. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Listen. You
see what happened to Billy Carson with his debate with that Wes Huff guy?
Yeah, she can only. He's got her under a pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, she can't talk about.
He's an interesting guy.
Yeah, but she's actually kind of interesting too. So,
is she?
She just started a podcast also. She's trying to.
Well, I mean, yeah, he used to do these tours of the Great Pyramids in Egypt, and he'd post on his Instagram, like he'd be walking behind his wife, climbing up the pyramid, and he'd like be filming her ass as she's climbing up, like trying to sell it, like very weird. But he's one of those guys. Is there valuable information in what he's saying, and is there some truth to what he's saying? Like, yeah, of course there is, but like he's also monetizing it to death. You know, and he's also trying to sell tons of books and make tons of money. Does that mean he's completely full of shit, like liar, and doing this as like trying to con people? I don't think so.
Yeah, you can do both.
You can do both.
You know,
you can do both, as many people do,
yeah.
And the people in the highest levels of society do.
Well, she's interested. I mean, she's in, like for her to have gotten those views on my channel, like 230,000 for somebody who doesn't really.
What is her podcast about?
She talks. I don't know. So it's kind of. It's not UFOs. It's more spirituality but it's just, it's kind of an offset, slightly different offset of people that have had religious experiences and some of them I'm sure are alien related and stuff, but I don't think she's leaning into that too much. But I'm sure her podcast will do great. She's a personality in and of herself. She's very attractive. She's articulate. I'm sure if she sticks with it, she'll do very well. I'm actually going to do her show. I think in like a week or so, I drive down there to do her show. It's in, is it Fort Lauderdale? I think she's in Fort Lauderdale.
She still lives down there.
Yeah. But she talks about.
That's the thing about, it's not just like archaeology too, but like all the religious stuff.
Right.
Like that's all open to interpretation as well. That's as much of a science like religion is the same thing as archaeology, right? There's certain things you can figure out with archaeology, like radiocarbon dating stuff to find out if there's any like biological elements of things in stones, or like you could sort of like judge like if there's human remains or animal remains, or like wood you can carbon date, so you can figure out roughly how old structures were and like corroborate that with other archaeology, or like agriculture and stuff like that, and like shipwrecks. But it's just like we have such a vague, blurry picture of the past,
Right.
And it's still like this telephone game. Same thing with religion. And all religious like experts, people who go to school and dedicate their lives to studying religions, most of them disagree on stuff.
Oh yeah.
All of them pretty much disagree on lots of very big details.
Well, I was actually thinking small details, but probably big ones
Like
too, I'm sure.
large and small. Like there's just and then then they start to sell books. Then they start to go on podcasts. And this is the thing that I was thinking about recently when I had this guy on. I was thinking like, the very nature of podcasts, for someone to want to go on a podcast, there has to be some sort of incentive, right? Like, why am I going to go travel and waste my time to go talk to you about what I do, right? Well,
some people it may just be ego, or they want to tell their story because they've come a long way and they feel like I should tell people my story to help someone. Sometimes it's just to help people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying always.
A lot of times I'm sure it's to help people, but I think most of the time
they're trying to monetize.
People are trying to, get the word out about either the work that they're doing,
right,
or maybe books they're selling, or articles they publish, their website or whatever. There's a very mutual trade-off with podcasting, right? Like I get to do an episode of my show, and you get to promote whatever it is you're doing.
Yes.
So like people in universities and like academic scientific institutions that work for corporations that are sitting in labs all day, or studying things all day, that aren't selling anything. They're just simply contracted scientists or researchers or something like that. They have zero incentive to ever go on a podcast, right?
Right.
They get paid to do specific research, which is they don't own. They're usually getting this money from grants from universities and stuff like this, or getting grants from like companies, pharmaceutical companies, any kind of like, all scientific research is funded by governments or
somebody,
for-profit organizations,
right?
Or like the military and stuff like that, right? So like, I was thinking about like you have this whole like they're almost like two separate universes. So you have like the scientists and the researchers and the people like this who are publicly speaking about it because they make money doing this research that they make public. So they are incentivized to go talk about it, right?
Right.
So you have this sort of like public podcast echo chamber of stuff. And then you have these other people that are sitting in labs that never go on microphones. So I'm like, how different, I wonder, is the world of the biologist who strictly talks about biology in the public and the biologist who strictly works in a lab 24/7, funded by biotech companies or the government or pharmaceutical companies. And you could
how do you get to those people?
You could go across.
And what's the incentive for them to come on the podcast?
Exactly. Most of them don't want to do it. So it's like,
what secrets
what is
do they
more true?
hold?
Is it any more true because they don't talk about it publicly? Right? Or is what the people who only strictly monetize it, does that mean it's less true because they're monetizing it? I don't think so. But it's interesting. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Because there's just like this constant war online between like follow the science, trust the science. We have to trust our healthcare, and the whole healthcare in the hospital system is like insanely fucking corrupt.
Listen, I've mentioned this a few times. Boziak stayed in the hospital for 3 days in Thailand. Mm-hmm. He got some kind of fever down there that I guess Americans aren't.
Dengue?
I have no idea. I mean, actually, he sent it to me. You want me? I mean, I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, figure out what it is.
Yeah, it's so he went in the hospital for 3 days. He said they did all kinds of tests on him and everything. Hold on. Dengue
fever, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, how are you saying it?
I think it's pronounced dengue.
Dengue, okay. It's dengue, whatever, fever.
Yeah, it's very common in South America.
Yeah, so he got that. He was in the hospital for 3 days. Huge fever, everything. He said, I was all fucked up. He said
lots of people die from that.
Yeah. So what do you think after 3 days, he walked out, he had to pay cash. It's like, I don't have health.
In Thailand?
No, this was in Cambodia, but it's
Cambodia.
Similar. He's gone to Thailand too, by the way. And I'll tell you what. But this is the one. This is Cambodia. He said, "Listen, bro." He said, "Top notch fucking care." He said, "Top notch." He said, "I mean, people, they're in and out. They're testing you. They're taking blood. They're talking to you. They spend time." He said, felt like I was in an American hospital."
Interesting.
He said, maybe not quite as nice, but yeah. He said 3 days. How much do you think?
I have no.
Same medication.
Same. Guess. U.S. How much money in U.S.? Mm-hmm. 3 days, $100.
$165.
Wow.
Do you know that what an MRI costs in the U.S.?
$3,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say about $2,200 if your insurance is paying for it, depending on the provider. If you're paying cash, it's about $1,200 to $1,400.
They make it less if it's cash. How crazy is that?
That's exactly what
you pay out of pocket, even for like a normal doctor visit. They like have to cut it in half.
Yeah. So now, what do you think it is in Thailand?
That just tells you it's a fucking whole money laundering scheme.
Listen. But how much do you think an MRI is in Thailand?
$150.
$12.
$12
for an MRI. Same results, same person. Like, how do you even pay this guy that just read the fucking results? You got a whole printout. You got a whole thing. It's $12. Like, you don't understand these prescriptions that you're paying $400 for are like $1.50,
This country is fake.
$2.
This whole country is fake.
I don't like the term fake. I don't know what that means.
It's a fucking banana republic.
No, I think it's insanity. Did you ever hear? Look, I agree that the healthcare system. Although, listen, the healthcare system is top notch if you can afford it. But the truth is,
if you can afford to go to Canada or fucking Turkey or Cambodia.
No, if you're I wouldn't go in the Canadians. You'll just die. Like they're like, oh, we got free healthcare. Yeah, but you're on hold for fucking 9 months or 2 years.
And they have assisted suicide now.
Oh,
You've seen that shit?
Yeah, but that happens right away. Assisted suicide, you can get it done in a couple weeks. If you need a CAT scan, 18 months. Right. If I need a CAT scan, I'll have one in a week. I mean, they'll literally, like, every time I go to the doctor here, I'm signed in within a few days. I go in, I see them. I got my prescription that day. But yeah, it's expensive. It is expensive. I get it. It's something needs to be done in comparison. Same thing with the prescriptions. Like listen, I got a script right now that we're trying to get help with. The script, $900. No, wait. The doctor said it was $900. Jess checked. She goes, it's actually, I think, $1,200 or $1,300.
Yeah.
We're trying to get help because our insurance won't cover it. So you can go, there's a program you can go to and they'll help you with the thing. But that's how much. I'll bet you that same medication is $5 in South America.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or
what kind of a
Europe,
doctor do you go to? You just go to like a typical clinic?
No, I mean we have insurance, but they don't cover it. That's always bothers me.
I have insurance too, but I have a bunch of a couple specialist doctors that I work with that are work in different states that are like the top level of like in their field.
Right.
And I get blood work done every 3 months, like very meticulous, detailed blood work done of everything happening in my body. And I've been doing that for years.
Right.
And this guy gets it all. And he like lays it all out, breaks it all down like an equation and figures out exactly like where my diet could be improved, where my like supplements shit could be improved, any kind of medications, like from cholesterol to fucking hormone levels to vitamin levels to everything.
Ryan Root does that for me.
Yep.
Matter of fact, it's so funny. I went to
and I pay cash for all of this stuff. Like every prescription is cash. I don't pay. I have full health insurance, but I don't use it for anything.
Well, it's not going to cover this. It probably wouldn't cover it anyway.
No.
They'll be like, oh, you don't need all that. For instance, my provider, my nose and my cheeks were getting red. I'm taking TRT, and so I'm like, I go to one of them, and she says, oh, you have high. They test my blood. They go, you have really high hemoglobin. Your body's producing too much hemoglobin.
Right.
And so she sends me to the blood bank, the blood place,
and I donate blood. Yeah,
I donate blood every month. I did this for about 6 months. Then we change insurance companies, and so we go to another. So they give us another one. So now I have a new doctor. I go in there.
So you were doing the testosterone being monitored by Ryan Root, and this is your primary doctor was telling you this.
Yeah, but she knows
that you were doing the testosterone.
Testosterone. She knows that. She knows the amounts, everything.
And what was she saying about it? Was she?
No, she wasn't saying anything.
She didn't care.
Okay. Yeah, she said it's fine. So then I go to the new provider. I go in and I tell her, hey, by the way, she goes, what prescriptions do you have? We lay them all out. And one of the prescriptions is every month I go and I get this done. And she said, okay. And she's like, why? And I explained to her why. And she goes, okay. She said, well, can you go? She said, I don't know about giving you that. She said, I don't know anything about TRT. She said, can you go back to the provider, the testosterone provider, Ryan Root's guy, can you go to him and have him prescribe it? And I said, sure, no problem. And I said, no problem. So I call Ryan.
What?
Prescribe the blood the blood bank thing, because I had actually a script from them.
Got it.
And once you do that, like you think, well, just go in and donate. Once they get the prescription, they won't take it unless you have a prescription. You can't go back. So I probably could have changed the place I was going to. But anyway, so I go in and I call Ryan and say, hey, I need this. And he goes, why? And I explained to him why. He said, no, you don't want to do that. And I went, well, that's what they're saying. And says, as a doctor, that's what they're saying. He goes, yeah, Matt, here's what's happening. And he explains it, and I don't know what the hell he said.
Oh, yeah. He's a science whiz when it comes
so
to
he
this
explains
stuff.
the whole thing, and he said, you don't need, I said, so what do I need, medication? He said, no. Break up your testosterone shot. You're taking it once, take it twice a week. He said, within a couple of days, within a week, he said, it will go away.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess what? We're now giving me 2 shots a week. Fucking the redness within a week or so after the second shot, we drop it in half, we cut it down. He said, if twice doesn't work, you might have to do it 3 times. I did it twice, but boom, everything's fine. I stopped getting all the things that were associated with that, stopped getting dizzy, everything.
Dizzy?
Yeah, because I was getting dizzy where I was standing up or I would stand up, but I just feel a little woozy every once in a while. And he was like, no, that'll go away. That's because you have too much blah, blah, blah. He explains the whole thing. Listen, one thing. These fuckers have these guys sucking blood out of me. I'm giving blood for 6 months.
Crazy.
I mean, he says, oh, no. Cut it in half. Do it. Do once on Monday and once on Thursday. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
With a week after doing that, boom, it drops down. I'm fine. Been doing it ever since.
Have you messed around with any of the peptides that are coming out?
No, he was
so many peptides. Well, you are on GLP-1. That's a peptide.
Oh, well, he was trying to explain it to me and everything, but he talks so far over my head, bro. I'm just like, what? Stop. He's trying to tell me not that I shouldn't be drinking so much soda, and I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. I love soda. I don't want to hear that. You lost me at no more soda.
It's terrible, man.
I know. I feel bad. I gotta go.
Where?
I have to meet
my
comedian guy.
All right, well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Thanks for doing this.
No problem. Is this going on Patreon?
No, this is going up Monday. We're publishing this Monday.
You can't put this on the regular channel. This is horrible.
You think it was horrible?
I don't know.
I had fun.
I don't know. I always think it's horrible. I mean, I'm not interesting like your other guests.
You're super interesting, bro. What are you talking about? Don't talk about yourself like that. How dare you?
Your guys want to hear about aliens and they want to hear about pyramids.
You're a breath of fresh air. You're a breath of fresh air. Matt Cox has to come in once every 6 months to cleanse the palate. You're the palate.
I'm unsubscribing.
Matt, you are the palate cleanser. Okay, so now we can reset. We can go back into crazy world.
Nice.
But thanks for doing this, bro. Tell everyone about your podcast, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, everybody needs to subscribe to it's Matthew Cox.
Oh, you got more subscribers than me now. Fuck you.
No,
don't tell him about his.
No,
podcast.
I don't. But I'm closing. I think I'm a year away because you're moving, but I feel like I'm gonna catch you. I know I'm gonna catch you. I actually said that a couple months ago. I said, listen, the day I catch Danny, I said, oh my God, I pray. But yeah, Matt Cox, Inside True Crime, and the Murder Men. We have the Murder Men.
Yep.
And my daughter-in-law, hers is called Crime and Curls.
Crime? Would she lift weights? Like curls?
No, she has curly hair.
Oh.
It's actually not that curly. It's kind of wavy. Whatever. Okay. Crime and Curls. It's cute.
And we got to get Pete Rossini in here to talk about his Manchurian candidates. The Unabomber and Luigi. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
We'll get you guys in here together, maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. Good night, everyone.